Look, 450's going first. Interesting. Here we go. Race time.
Another massive crowd, this time in Colorado, as Pro Motocross heads to Thunder Valley with a lot of questions remaining to be answered.
What's up, AppDeezy? Yeah, we back.
The first two races of the Pro Motocross season have seen the Lawrence brothers dominate the podium. Hunter Lawrence came out swinging at the season opener in Pala, proving his determination following a disappointing Supercross season finish. Round two at Hangtown is when Chet Lawrence made a statement.
This track, elevation, everything is going to ride into Deegan style a little bit.
Despite still recovering from an off-season injury. Hunter Lawrence holds the red plate coming into Thunder Valley. But with Hayden Deegan,
nobody yet hasn't started.
The Belgian sensation Lucas Kuhnen entering the picture. Whose day will it be as the engines roar into Thunder Valley? The SMX World Championship presents the third round of the Pro Motocross campaign for 2026. It's the Toyota Thunder Valley National from Lakewood, Colorado.
Thunder fucking Valley, man.
Denver. Full slate of racing scheduled today, but the 450s will
Algeria is winning. Algeria can't hang, bro.
And that'll be coming up next right here live on Peacock and the SMX Video Pass. 250 Moto 1 and 450 Moto 2 will come next. Those races will also air live on NBC.
Yeah, 450 Moto 1 first. Wow.
Peacock with the final 250 and WMX Moto of the weekend, and of course the live SMX Insider post-race show presented by Bass Pro Shops. Hello everyone, Jason Wygant joined by the multi-time champion in the series, the fastest man on the planet, James Stewart. This year started out with a lot of questions in this 450 class, James. The Lawrences have answered a lot of their own, and they've been pretty good answers.
They've been great answers. I mean, you go back to round one. The first shot was Hunter Lawrence coming in here after that tough Supercross season to bounce back and come out and dominate, Paula. I mean, dominate that race. And then to follow up with the counter punch. His brother bounces back last weekend at Hangtown, basically replicate what he saw from the older brother, Hunter Lawrence, going 1-1. And the questions were coming in, is Jet human? Is he hurt? What's going on? Well, he answered that and solidified that. But today is a new challenge. We have some new challengers coming over here from overseas, but it's going to be important for everyone to stop the family feud that's going on between the Lawrence brothers up front.
Yeah, absolutely. So the challengers, yes, one very...
It was interesting in qualifying to see how Jet lifting that foot over some ruts a couple times.
So let's introduce Will Christian and Jason Thomas with more on them.
Thank you, Jason. And a man who's come in with a lot of expectation into the 2026 Pro Motocross season is, of course, Hayden Deegan. And he's spoken a lot since the opening round at Parlour, just needing to be here to learn, to get better. And so far, the grand plan, well, it's working extremely well. They said they wanted a top 5. Well, they got that at Parlour with a 5th. And then they said next on that list would be a podium. Well, he got that 3rd overall just last weekend in Hangtan. That, of course, his first 450 podium. So what is next on the list? Well, that will be a win. Is it too early to ask for that? Well, maybe, but if he waits too much longer, that points lead, James, that you were talking about, that the Lawrences have, is only going to get bigger.
Well, let's take a look at someone else Hayden Deegan may need to worry about, and that comes in the form of the MXGP Championship leader, Lucas Kunin, who is here with his brother, Sasha Kunin. Now, you see them on screen there.
Sasha looks a lot better today than Lucas. Lucas still looks fast, though.
In MX2. Now, who are they? They're 19-year-old Belgians, and not only are they brothers, they're twins. So it adds a wrinkle to a series that has storylines abound.
Absolutely, and they were both very fast in qualifying. Sasha here, the 104, second fastest in 450 qualifying. Sorry, Lucas, and then Sasha in the 250 class, same thing, second in the 250. So they could be players in their first Pro Motocross race. The fastest qualifier, that is Hunter Lawrence, got that Monster Energy Fast Qualifier Award with fast times in the second session. Jet Lawrence was fastest in the first session, but Hunter is the fastest overall. You also had Deegan in the mix as well. So, man, already an intriguing season. Let's see what Lucas Kunin can do in the next hour here on the 450.
They drop in 5 minutes.
Colorado.
All right, I'm gonna mute it. So to be in his rookie season and to be up there with a 2-time world champion, somebody else, the points leader for the current championship for the world champion, or the current points leader in the MXGP championship, Jet Lawrence, multi-time 450 champion, and Hunter, one of the greatest 450 bridesmaids. Oh, again, I'm gonna keep muting commercials so I don't have to edit out all the freaking music that comes through those after the streams. So my podium gonna be Jet, Hunter, Deegan. Honestly, I originally said Prado, then Lucas. I'm gonna say Lucas, then Prado. 450, that's my top 5. 250 top 5 is gonna be Sasha. Who would I say? Sasha, Kitchen. No, Sasha, Davies, Kitchen, Seth, and then Joe. Gonna be a bad day. Hopefully not. But just it hasn't been good for Chance Hymas. Need to hit that worry button if he does not have a good performance. He, on paper, should win this race. And I'm talking about Hymas. He rides good at this track. He gave it to Deegan last, pause. He, beat Deegan legit last year. Had a rough season so far. And if he can't turn around at this track, all bad, man. We lost Chase Sexton yesterday. So far, we lost Tomac at Paula. J Coop. Tomac at Paula. I think Malcolm too during Paula. And then we lost AP. Is AP racing today? Yeah, AP's back, actually. Never mind, so never mind AP. We lost J Coop last week. And then Chase this week.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joe McGinley. This week on the McGinley Clinic Medical Minute, we're going to be talking about joint pain, arthritis, and joint injuries. I've heard this story a million times. I've injured my knee, I've injured my shoulder, I've seen my doctor, I've tried everything, and the only option is surgery. Fortunately, the times and technology have advanced. We have numerous additional options to utilize your body's own healing and recovering process to get you back out there sooner and quicker. The category of treatment is regenerative medicine and cell therapy. What's often included in this are stem cells, PRP, exosomes, growth factors, These products are amazing. They facilitate your body to repair the damage itself. So the typical process, if you're having a problem, if you're having joint issues, and give us a call, diagnosis is going to be key to identifying what's happening and developing a
Why does
treatment
it
plan
keep
that's
coming
tailored
back
to your
on?
needs. Oftentimes, this will require an X-ray and ultrasound, and then from there, depends on the problem, you may still need a CAT scan or MRI. Once we have that sorted out, then we're going to develop a treatment plan that's going to get you back to the activities you love. If it's cell therapy, that could be stem cells along with exosomes, PRP for soft tissues. We'll get you back out there and then facilitate your recovery. This can often just take a few weeks. There's no downtime, no general anesthesia, no stitches. If you have any questions, give us a call at the McGinley Clinic. I'm Dr. Joe McGinley with McGinley Clinic Medical Minute, innovating treatments for lightning fast recoveries.
Thanks, Dr. Joe. Check out the Yamaha Racing track map here from Thunder Valley.
Yeah, the biggest challenge here is just really altitude. I mean, I think the most important is the start, which is in the middle of the lighter sections. You start heading up.
Start's going to be important.
But as I said, the biggest challenge for these guys is getting off the gate. A lot of them's going to have to start in first gear, which is unnormal at sea level. But here, Colorado, is going to be important. A lot of switchbacks. Track's going to change a lot today. Look forward to seeing how it plays out. Who can adjust the best?
Hey, shout out to the 39, Valentin Guillot, the Swiss native. He is the FMF Privateer Power Award winner. Had a good result last weekend. Opened some eyes last year coming over.
450 main one, or yeah, Moto 1.
Mods, Yamaha. All right, KTM keys to the Moto, James.
I'm going to try my best Steve Harvey impression with the...
Remember, the live board is a little bit faster than the broadcast.
Two races has been very dominant. It's going to be up to everybody to really kind of stop that from continuing to happen. I think we got some challengers.
And one rider not on the gate today is Chase Sexton. A brutal crash yesterday on press day. This is a strange one.
Last thing that needed to happen to him was that Kawasaki situation.
This is 2024
Ooh!
So bummer, and get well soon to Chase. This is it. 2 motos in each class. First race of the day. Today is 450s, 30 minutes and 2 laps. 40 riders on the gate. You got Lucas Coonan, the MXGP point leader, jumping in.
Can I do a segment about the World Cup? Nuh-uh.
Hunter Lawrence to Monster Energy fast.
Sorry, partner.
Watch out for Hayden Deegan and more.
All right, here we go with Deegan with the 7th place. Oh.
Two Yamahas, 2 Hondas, Cooper Webb, Hayden Deegan, but it's going to be Jet Lawrence to the lead, and Hunter trying to...
Jet, Webb, Hunter, Dylan, AP, Deegan, Coonan, and then Prado.
This is where you wanted to be at. Hunter actually got a great jump out of that gate, but he got outpulled by his younger brother, Jet Lawrence.
And Hunter firing around the outside. That'll set him up on the inside here around Webb.
Good start for Jet.
They put a little bit of water on the track in certain spots, but
Deegan by Lucas on the broadcast.
Before, if I allow my brother to get out front, he's going to be hard to beat. So I expect Hunter Lawrence is going to try to do everything carefully to get around that number 2 Cooper Webb.
And then shout out to Dylan.
Damn, Deegan just jumped up to 3rd. What the fuck?
Lessinger coming back after a rough weekend last time out at Hangtown 5th. And Deegan has been shuffled to 6th, but quickly making moves. And I mean quickly, he's already around Webb and up to Hunter.
Yeah, hey,
Damn, 0.6 from Hunter's back tire.
Cooper Webb, he knows he needs to follow these guys. Said he learned a lot last weekend racing with the Lawrences that first moto. He's going to learn a lot today.
Damn, did Prado go down? Nope.
Coonan is 7th. And listen to this crowd. Well, this is the battle everyone wanted to see. Deegan bringing the hype into this class. We've seen huge crowds at these first 3 races, and there's fans in both directions. There's fans that want to see him win. There's fans that want to see him get beat. And he started with the Lawrence, so we're going to see which way it goes. Yeah, Hayden Deegan definitely is one of the fan favorites out here, good or bad, but he's doing a great job at, keeping these guys preoccupied as he makes a small mistake right there. I think with Hayden, he's just got to keep the pressure on, not necessarily trying to pass.
At 28 minutes left. Jet, Hunter, Deegan, Webb, Coonan, and Ferrandis. Hunter's right there. Woo!
This is close.
Yeah, this is really close. Last weekend I talked about if Hunter had the pace, probably Jet would let him by him. I don't know if he's going to do that here because Hunter's been fast all day long. When you look at that second practice, Hunter looked comfortable, more like the Hunter we saw at the first race. So Jet's going to have to do a good job at keeping him at bay, and we know how that game goes.
I wonder what happened to Prado.
Coonan working on Webb for 4th. That's in the bottom box. Hunter still battling for the lead.
Wow, Lucas made some great passes that opening lap. He was able to get around both teammates, Jorge Prada and Aaron Plessinger. So looks like he's got the pace and he can get around Cooper Webb. Maybe he has a chance while it's still early to catch on to the back of these guys.
Deegan hanging in there with Hunter. As for Jed Lawrence, yes, he got the win last weekend, but I think everyone is wondering.
Good start to the race. They're all under a second of each other, Jet, Hunter, and Deegan.
And not as good as others, so you never know in these first motos exactly what you're going to get. And Deegan looking to take advantage. He's all over Hunter now.
Yeah, Hayden, there's certain parts of this racetrack that I would say he's not as good in here. And this part that we just went through, Hayden's able to close in. So it's going to be hard. One thing here in Colorado, with these long ruts, it's really hard to be up on a guy because you can't see. As you can see, Hayden kind of gives them a gap. I think he's more doing that so he can have that vision because, as I mentioned, the ruts aren't very long, easy to make a mistake.
Lucas Kunin. Oh, wait a minute. Prado's back. Prado on the inside. Can he make the move on his teammate for the day? And he does.
Nice pass by Jorge. I think Lucas. Oh, no, that was Aaron Plessinger.
Oh, that's Plessinger. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Kunin's moved ahead of this group.
Yeah.
I talked to Plessinger real quick this morning. Ribs are sore. Had a big flip in the first turn last week. But he said, man, I didn't want to miss this one. So he's out here, maybe not quite 100%. Hampshire and Marchbanks coming through next. Oh, here it is. Another move by
Hunter, Jet, and Deegan are only ones in the 204s.
This time. No, Jet's fighting back.
Damn.
Jet's going to have the momentum. I don't think Hunter's going to be able to squeeze him. Let's see if he hits the brakes, square him up.
Woo! Great racing between the brothers, and Deegan shadowing them the whole way.
These boys are going at it. Sorry, Pops. It's going to be awkward at the dinner table right
Allow
now.
Deegan to get to 0.7 to them. They're all three bunched up.
And Hunter, oh, I thought he had it, but not quite enough. Jet was able to weather that storm.
Yeah, Hunter had that pass, but Jet had that momentum, and he just drag raced him. So all this is doing is keeping that number 38. Come Hayden Deegan, this is exactly what I want. And if you look in that background right there, as Hayden goes a little far on the inside right there, looks like Lucas Kunin that made his pass, JT.
Guys, I know the battle for the front's heating up, but look at Hayden Deegan. I love what we're seeing from him because if you look, he has just progressively gotten more and more aggressive. Last week in the first moto was a step forward. This
0.4.
He's actually applying pressure instead of having pressure applied to him.
Yeah, JT, and this is a tough spot for Hunter, I'd imagine, right, James?
Oh, really tough. I mean, he was so focused on Jet, and this was the strong side where I feel like Hayden was really good. Now we're going to get past this jump. The last couple laps, they've been able to open this up, but at the same time, you see Hunter.
Deegan on the outside.
Got to back it off.
Here it is! Deegan makes a run, James!
Looks like he's going to get it, but this is off camera. Hunter should have the outside, which is going to put him on the
Ooh.
inside. Hunter's just got to get through this corner clean. Aiden's going around the outside. As we say that, they're almost getting back on Jet Lawrence.
Unreal racing between the three.
Wow, man.
With Jet. He got, oh, they almost made contact, and that's enough for Deegan to make the move.
Oh.
Yep, that's exactly what you were talking about, Jason, where Hunter's in a tough spot. Now, if I'm Hayden Deegan, I'm going to attack Jet right now.
They're jumping their bikes really fast over the dirt jumps. I can't imagine how amazing that is. Oh, it's fun.
He knows Hunter's not going to, like, run it in on him. Hayden Deegan will, so Jet's got to pay attention to that.
Hey, David, thank you for the follow, man. Or the sub. Appreciate it.
Almost three wide.
Oh.
This is what everyone wanted to see. Deegan able to make the move on Hunter. Hunter going back after him.
Now Hayden's been really strong on this part of the racetrack, so let's see if he can close up the Jet. Hunter's losing a little bit of toe, which is only going to help Hayden be able to more go offensive on.
This is so sick.
Deegan's got different lines.
You missed the start. Dude, they already got a 7-second on Lucas Kunin. Deegan just passed Hunter.
Now we've seen Jet in the past. I would say this is kind of fool's gold in a little bit. Meaning
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
A couple laps to get going, and once he gets going, he starts stretching his gap out. So they understand they got to close that.
Deegan looks a lot better with the rolling speed.
As Hunter Lawrence is starting to lose the pace a little bit with these guys.
There's so much strategy in the way the Lawrences race and energy management and when they go fast and when they wait. It's so hard to know exactly what you're getting. We've wondered for years with Jet when he maintains these small leads, but right now he is absolutely under fire. Here it comes.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Almost got it.
Yeah, you see how those lines play out. Like it gets on the camera angle. Hayden has it in the beginning part, but he goes a long ways around. And at this point, let's not be kid ourselves. Hayden Deegan at this moment, like yeah, he's in it for the championship, but what he really wants is to be able to pass that number one. What that'll do for his confidence moving forward. Now he knows he has that pace. He can beat those guys, and this is the section he's been really strong at.
He looks a lot better, dude. A lot better.
Oh, this is it right now. Fans loving the action. JT.
I just watching the mechanics boards there, and Brett, Hayden Deegan's mechanic, put breathe on the pit board. I was expecting breathe later, attack now, because I think right now he has a chance to get in on Jet. If Jet settles in, that's the worst thing that can happen to Hayden. So I actually kind of disagree with the mechanics pit board there.
Well, they're playing the long game in their own way, JT. I asked his mechanic, look, they work on
Oh, this is sick.
during the week to adapt to the 450. And I said, but how do you make sure what happens during the week actually happens on race day? And he said, I put it on the board. And Hayden does read the board every lap. A lot of riders do not. They are very focused on the notes during the week that are made will be on that board and follow it.
Yeah, but you know, in this moment right there, I don't think Hayden's looking. Hayden's like, breathe. We barely got oxygen up here. What are you talking about, Will?
That's right. It's tough breathing up here, Jason. Going back, Jason, to what you were saying about what they're working on in the week, talking to Brent Duffy myself today as well. So look, this is a lot about him getting used to the 450, and a lot of that, James, is going to be deciding what gear to use. He's used to that kind of wide open, high rev style.
Right there on the back tire again. Still 2 seconds above head of Hunter.
Many years, and getting out of that rhythm of doing that, breaking a habit, as Brent put it, has been the most challenging.
I hope he can keep it up too.
The altitude is going to make that tougher. So this potentially the biggest test for him, James. Do you agree with that? Is this altitude conditions here going to make keeping those revs low tricky for him?
Yeah, yes and no, but I also feel like with the altitude, because we're at elevation, it's going to make the bike slower, so it's going to make him feel more like he did on the 250.
He had to make a mistake.
Which we're seeing it, and I think Hayden's doing a good job as Jet throws that foot out because he wants to get in his rut. Now, Hayden's been the strongest in this last segment. He's been 4 laps in a row quicker than Jet, but as I mentioned, Jet's starting to get comfortable, and you can see one corner, he's getting that gap. So back to what you're saying, altitude, yes, but I think Hayden, he's a young kid. He wants to go out there no matter how he gets it done.
Well, yeah, James, you mentioned confidence.
Oh!
Deegan lost the back end, almost sent it off the side of the track, and now Hunter's right there.
Yeah, if it's double the trouble, you got one getting away, you got the next one. I think what Hunter was doing is kind of what he did that first moto last weekend, sitting back. As you can see, these little white pebbles on this racetrack. There's a lot of rocks here today, so Hunter's probably sitting back, getting away from that roost, letting this thing settle down, and try to attack and preoccupy Hayden Deegan at the moment.
But Deegan quickly able to get back away just a bit, up to the top of the hill. Do we have enough data already to say that this is an improvement for Deegan, even over last week? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the kid's going to improve every single weekend. I mean, yes, he's up here fighting, and he's been fighting.
Lucas 4th place right now in a 204, well 203 best lap, but 204 last lap.
Lucas is doing a great job as we're highlighting him right now, but I think let's see how this moto goes. That's where it's really going to play out, how much he's gotten better, because
Deegan got that shit down to 1.1.
Of the pace of Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, any lap, it's just whether he can do it over 30 minutes.
Where can we see the race? I'm not sure. Usually showing the Discord. We're not showing it today though, but I'm not sure. Peacock, other place I know of.
They raced in Latvia for MXGP last Sunday, flew to California, rode a bit there 2 days this week, and had to drive the motorcycles out from the KTM shop in California to get them ready to race, as they say. And he's doing well right now. Back to this. Deegan, about a second off of Lawrence.
Yeah, we're going to find out this.
Doing good for never racing in America at this hell elevation too. I agree.
Especially on this racetrack.
Yeah, did you make another mistake?
You can't see, so sometimes those mistakes.
Thanks, but yeah, no problem, man. If I knew, I would tell you. I promise.
Now he's going to have an opportunity to go, but I believe Hayden just.
I think he made a mistake. Yeah. I think he was off the track. JT.
Yeah, I was just gonna compliment Hayden on the resilience of that lap, being able to close back in on Jet. Immediately goes right back off the racetrack, and we had the same setup we had a lap ago, where Hunter's all over him yet again.
Yeah, looked like he got off balance in one of those ruts. I thought he was going to
Peacock
go
is a blank stream.
but then we
That's
just saw
weird.
him off the side of the track. Here it is.
Yeah, we're going to get down. You can notice all these ruts. I'm assuming, yeah, he starts losing the front end. Does a great job. A really good save right there. This track is a lot of off camera, so the corners are always falling away from you. There's hardly any flat ground around this racetrack, and once you start getting leading one way, it's easy.
Two good saves from Deegan.
And once again, quickly able to shed the pressure from Hunter. So the kid, 20-year-old, two-time 250 champ, hanging tough.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
on this, if Hayden's able to close back up on Jet, I think that's the improvement that you'll be able to see. And I believe no matter how this race ends, if he's able to do that, Hayden's going to start believing like, okay, I got the pace. Not only I'm just not hanging with him, I'm able to make a mistake, lose that time, and gain it back, which means next time I'm in that, I'll just calm down a little bit, let this thing go, because I have the pace. As you can see him, he's starting to make a few mistakes. I believe a lot of that's coming to him changing his lines. The track hasn't fully developed, but Hayden's doing a good job. He's going to have that number 96 on him in a moment if he doesn't get it going.
Yeah, this has become the yo-yo battle. He makes a mistake, Hunter closes in, he pulls away a little bit, makes another mistake, Hunter gets him again, and it is on for second.
Yeah, Hayden switched his lineup. If you notice, he was on the outside. Now he went to the inside and
Yeah. That's this is a good improvement for him. It's
I'm not really understanding, I wouldn't say not understanding, but really trying to learn how these guys race. Because Hayden clearly he's still right there on Jet, but sometimes you get nervous, as his mechanic said. You need to breathe, calm back down, and it's hard to do that when you got another brother coming up on you, putting that pressure on you.
Yeah, this is about the closest Hunter has been consistently for about 10 minutes now. Deep breath, says Brent Duffy, the mechanic. Oh, Hunter's applying it now.
Yeah, Hunter's definitely applying it, and I wonder, is Hunter going to get a signal from his pit bull? Because if you look in the background, that number, the guy in fourth place,
way better, man.
starting to come up. He was the fastest guy on the racetrack right now. He is starting to catch these guys, so Hunter probably understands, maybe I can't sit back like I did last weekend, and because I'm going to have Lucas on me, but nonetheless, all three of these guys are riding great on a challenging racetrack.
It's really this section right here where Deegan is able to shed that pressure from Hunter just a little bit. Top of the last few laps. The 96
Yeah.
goes back in.
Where are the lap times? 204.6. Yeah, they're right there at the same lap times. 204.6 for Deegs. 204.624. 204.634 for Deegan. 204.624 for Hunter.
Change up his line, he's not able to follow, but as we say that,
Wait a minute. He's right back to Jet. And we're only halfway through this moto. Quick reminder to stock up on Monster Energy. Not sure.
Damn, he's right
Jet
there.
Made a mistake or what it was, but Deegan is right back in the fight.
yeah, that was,
I mean, right back in it.
yeah, really, really quickly. Yeah, we got to keep an eye on that.
Well,
Yeah, I'm on
certainly
Peacock.
there's always a concern with Jet, and the crowd senses this three-way battle on again. You're always watching. Maybe aggravates the injury. You got to worry about that. We're going to check in with the Monster Energy riders out there. You got Deegan second, Marchbanks up to sixth, Webb back to eighth, and it is about as close between these three as it was in the first half.
Now, this is one area where I know they're brothers and they're racing against each other, but sometimes you can work together. If Hunter knows Hayden's starting to close up on my brother, then I need to get up on Hayden and keep him preoccupied. How
Damn,
he
under a
was
second
doing
again for
earlier.
Deegan.
Maybe make a mistake and
Lucas is 4.7 seconds back.
This is where Hayden's been really quick after this finish line, so see if he can do that in another lap in a row.
Oh, this is great racing for sure. And still 13 minutes and 2 laps to go. Deegan is right in it. There's Coonan. Yeah, he is inching up just a bit. Gap was a little closer to 8 seconds. Now it's down to 7.1, Will.
They're doing an incredible job right now, Jason, as he said. James, I got a little question for you here. You may not realize
Deegan 204.5 with the Jet 205.6. Hunter 205.2 and Lucas 204.7.
Them describing this as their dream to race in America. They said that started in 2013, watching you race forward in a Supercross race. They thought it was the most exciting thing they'd ever seen, and at that point, they decided they wanted to race dirt bikes.
Yeah, I
Dad
think
actually
Deegan went
was a
down.
real racer, so they did a little bit
thanks for that mistake by Hayden. I'm kind of getting a little choked up. That's an honor that both these brothers are over here.
Damn.
And they looked up to me. So
See,
really
12
cool.
minutes.
Oh, Deegan's got another problem. And now Coonan is by. Oh, he was going for the lead, hustling, and now 2 crashes.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
growing
what
pains.
can happen. The first one, he's just trying to push it on a track that's really slippery, and that second one is probably just a little lax of focus and difficult this racetrack is, but he's still in 4
Damn.
right now. Jason,
Hey, it's gonna lead. Get it out now.
I'm a little upset that Hayden went down because I wanted you guys to see this line the next lap at the top of the hill.
That sucks.
Now, I'm not an AMA official, so
He's
I'm
getting
not
too
going to
excited.
say
Hey,
this line is
get it out the system though. Get it out the
dangerously
system.
close to being so. Well, I think Hunter picked up on it last lap. We'll see if he goes there. Jet has not seen it, so when they come around, it's at the very top of the hill. Hayden is going farther inside than anybody, and I think a couple of track markers got blown off the track, allowing him to go inside of the berm. He was making up huge amounts of time every lap. I think that had been the difference.
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Got an interesting line up there, but yeah, this is on the very top of the hill. Now watch Hayden. He's going to go. You see those track markers laying down. Now he's able to get on the gas. He's on the inside of. There's a little a berm right there. That's a lot of time made up. And one of the reasons that's made up is because he has something to bank off of. And clearly, he's able to make a lot of time on these guys.
But the damage done with the 2 crashes, 4th. And there was so much wondering of where Lucas Coonan would fit into this group. Man, he's 2 seconds closer. Now, another half second closer than that. He's made up over 3 seconds, I'd say, in the last 2 laps.
No, he is coming. He's got a great pace. And I think if you notice, Jet kind of took a couple looks back. So not sure what's going on, if he's looking where Hayden is or whatnot. And Hunter Lawrence, I'm assuming he's not going to sit behind him if he can. He's not going to do what he did last weekend. He understands he needs to try to pass him because there's a guy in yellow gear. Little throwback to Roger DeCosta coming up right now.
Now Lucas Coonan on the gas. Hunter Lawrence, this is his time to go. Still great racing between the brothers as they try to suss each other out. And what makes it so interesting, I mentioned there's so much strategy in the way they race, but they also know each other's strategy, so it's even harder to figure out what's happening when they're racing each other.
Yeah, this is a dynamic between brothers.
Damn, Lucas is pulling, getting right there.
I'm curious how Jet's feeling, and Willie, he understands that Hunter's probably has that pace. If Hunter almost goes down, will he hold him up at this point? Because clearly Hunter has that pace, and Jet's kind of got something else going on. But as we say, that one mistake, that gap comes. But look at that number 104 in the background.
He is there.
He is coming.
And I would imagine at this point, I don't know if they know that. Maybe it's on the board, but you've got to figure they were battling Deegan. They didn't even see 104.
Yeah, that freestyle at the White House, super sick.
What's impressive about what Lucas is doing, he didn't have a toe, so they were just far enough away from him that he didn't have that rabbit to chase. So for him to put his head down.
Damn, Lucas is 204. Hunter, Jet, and Deegan in 206.
Because you got that rabbit to chase. He has that pace by just his normal lines.
Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Now the gap is stabilized. It's back to 4.1, now 4.6. And again, it's so hard to get a read on what you're getting out of Jet when he's leading these races.
This race flew by. We only have 8 minutes left in this. Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it is.
4 riders really throwing down the Lawrences, Deegan, and Coonan. It's exactly what the fans wanted to see today. And it is not over because Hunter is still there.
Oh. Sketchy moment for Jet.
I have to mention the obvious here, the foot, the ankle injury, and these ruts and this track. Anytime you see the mistake, it almost makes you wince. And I asked Jet yesterday, we haven't really seen a rutted track yet. How's it going to go? And he said, we'll see.
Yeah.
And he's got to fight now.
Yeah, he's got to fight, and at no point has he been able to rest, because anytime he does that, the guys behind him are able to close, so it makes him push. And what makes this track even more challenging, you have all these ruts, but if you notice in our screen, there's these light pebbles around the racetrack. The tires don't like those pebbles. They don't grip into that, so the bike is continuing sliding. Then you're sliding into this hair comb, which makes it more challenging. So injury or not, it's easy to get a foot caught out or anything here, and I think that's what you're starting to see, and that's what you saw when Hay Deegan went down.
And now we hear Deegan, it is under review, where he was going inside in that corner. So race control will eventually have to make a ruling on that as more laps click off, and it's still
I mean, he fell.
Lawrence versus Lawrence.
Not even a factor no more.
They
So
picked up the pace a little bit that last lap, which kind of bridged that gap to Lucas. They kind of stayed the same, lost a little bit of time, but man, I'm very impressed by this Jet Lawrence. I mean, just little things like that, just being able to hop on and it must be really hard for Hunter and these guys behind him, because they're like, he's right there, we feel him, wounded duck, and the next thing you know, he just puts in a quarter of a lap and just gets
I know the course is under review. Yeah,
like,
it's like they do that. The broadcast does that on purpose.
I've been calling it microdosing. It's like a section, a corner, one little area. He just flies it real quick and just gets that gap again. The amount of time
He'll get license points though, probably.
in his career, 250 class as well, that someone has Jet on the ropes, and next thing you know, he's just able to get back away.
And what happens mentally, because he's been able to do that in his whole career, that little bit of microdosing, so when they lose that time, they've seen him being able to just pull away at that point. So it's not like another rider where they feel like they just, all right, I'll just get back. They've seen this story before, so they stop believing, because he does it so many times.
A couple lap riders. Here is Coonan in that yellow gear. Like you said, that is styled to look like the great Roger de Coster, a fellow Belgian who runs KTM's motorsports program over here in America. One of the all-time greats of the sport. And they built gear to look like his from the 1970s.
Now, the one part with this racetrack, just how it's set up, Jet's able to rest in certain parts, like this section. He's able to rest, and I know it's really challenging, but what's going to happen, Hunter can't pass him. So
Lucas just dropped to 207. Dropped 2 seconds.
Something's bothering. He knows if I just get through this section, I can sit down a little bit more, gain my energy back to when we get to the open part. Now I can fight Hunter off, and maybe that's why you're watching Hunter close up on these tighter parts. Every section where it's a one line, they close up on him, and then Jet picks up the pace on those opening sections.
5 minutes left.
They've just been talking about what his new week looks like, because the guys usually ride kind of a couple of days a week, maybe more than that if they're sort of testing and making changes on the bike. Well, Jet's only been on the bike once a week. This is the new pattern, and that's to rest the foot, because what he said is, I've got to get back to kind of what I feel like on, you know, before I start racing on a Saturday. And he's like, that just takes time. It takes the whole week to essentially reset, so that he's not going through these race weekends making it worse every
Damn,
week.
Prado's
But he also reminded
drop
everybody
20
that his
27
fitness
seconds.
base, James, is there. So he wasn't at all concerned that he would lose that. In fact, he said actually racing at the weekends is going to keep that fitness base. But his week does look different. So it's just more things that Jet Lawrence is adapting to, and yet it doesn't seem to be changing the results.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, Will. And yeah, his fitness is good. Eventually, if he's not able to ride, it really comes down to like bike setup, working on that, and then eventually, if you're not able to do it, the fitness will come into a point. But they've done so much work off the motorcycle, he feels pretty good. And clearly, he knows how to ride a motorcycle, and being able to ride around these injuries, he's starting to get away. I think Hunter made a pretty big mistake. This might be the moment that if Jet puts in a good lap, maybe Hunter will start thinking for that second moto, since he's not, he doesn't have Lucas on the back of him.
So Coonan, he was closing for a bit. Now he is about 6 seconds back, nearly 7 actually. Here is Deegan. We'll check back in with him after the pair of crashes. He had Jet Lawrence in his sights. Again, you never know when someone has him in his sights if he really is on the ropes or not. But then those 2 crashes have sent Deegan back
Joe.
to a distance for 16 seconds off of the lead. But still, I mean, I know how racers are. They're going to take the positives out of it. So if you're Deegan, you're going to say, man, I was closer.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, if I'm Hay Deegan, this probably the crash is the best thing, because then, you know, let's say he didn't pass him and he gets fast, at least you could be like, man, I had him, I went down, I had him. That's what I'm believing going back to the pit.
Absolutely. Okay, Jorge Prado did not ride yesterday. They opened up a practice session for everyone, because with the elevation, the teams always want to get into the press day ride, which is usually for a limited number of teams and riders. So team suggested, can you just let everybody ride Friday so we can adjust to the elevation? They did that, but Prado elected not to do it. So really haven't seen him much this weekend. Didn't get the customary good start. A solid ride here in 5th. That's the good news. The bad is he lost a ton of points with a bike problem last week. Came into this one 41 points down. And he's going to need to respond quickly if he has any hope of climbing back into title contention.
Yeah, it's a tough position, but also
He's not in title. He's
Lucas,
ENF one moto.
built up between those top four.
And
So,
yeah, what, 17th on that day? You're not gonna get a title with that,
so
especially with these guys.
That gap looks a lot bigger than what it actually is. Maybe if he was closer, he might be able to run Hayden Deegan's pace or those guys, but he's not able to see him. So now he doesn't have anybody behind him, which Garrett Marks-Banks is running 6th. Great job. And yeah, those guys are too far gone.
Then it is Hampshire, Plessinger, Ferrandis, and Craig in the top 10. Jet took a look over his shoulder, and a pretty big gap now, JT.
He has, and you wonder if that was a concerted effort by Jet. He turned in almost 2 in a row, 205 flats, which are some of his best laps of the race. I've seen him take a look behind to kind of gauge where Hunter's at. And they talked about this last week. Jet said, I felt an opportunity about halfway to try to, quote unquote, break Hunter, break the will of Hunter, and Hunter noticed it as well. And you wonder if it's a little bit later in this race, but if it's happened the last 2 laps or not.
Oh, it's definitely has. Sorry, Jason. It has, and that's why I went back. If I'm Jet, Hunter made that mistake, put in that hot lap, and then make Hunter just start like, all right, I'll get him the next moto. He's done it 2 times in a row, and I know for Hunter, that's got to be hard because he's been so close, and how that first race went at Paula, how Supercross has been. He's been able to make passes on everyone else when he's in that situation, except for his younger brother, the #1, which he's going to share the harbor with after this race.
It looks like Jet is going to make it 3 straight moto wins. As you go back to this battle, it is Plessinger and Hampshire. It's been a rough season.
Marchbanks 6. Hey, dude, honestly, Cowie needs to be grateful for Marchbanks.
And still out here. They got a little gap over Ferrandis. There he is. Ferrandis in the green gear on that Red Bull Troy Lee Designs Ducati. Team says at this point they are down to making refinements to the bike, not massive changes for Dylan in the first year of Ducati out here racing pro motocross. And the clock is going to expire here. Jet Lawrence could be 2 laps away from another moto win. Wasn't easy, but the result could be the same.
Oh, shit, what happened?
And now,
Hunter!
Hunter down.
How far back is this?
yeah, so this was going down that hill where Hayden had the interesting line, so I'm assuming he's gotten passed by Lucas at this moment.
Deegan's 4.2 seconds back. 3 to go.
That is...
What's up, Buck 10? What's up, Doc?
I thought for a second that was Ferrandis, and it would have been much further back. He is still in 2nd place.
He should be in 3rd place. Right
Oh,
up.
Coonan got him.
Yeah.
Well, this could be massive for the overall.
Deegan's 3.6.
Yeah.
That was Lorenzo Lecurcio on the 50. That was a lap rider. We got a little bit of footage of what happened to the 96. This is huge.
Yeah, and where he was picking his bike at was on the tallest point of the racetrack. So, see if we got it on the top.
Wowzers.
Damn.
Just kind of the way he looks like he just lost the front end. And you can see the marks going there and all those rocks.
Deegan's 2.8.
I'm talking about, it's easy for that to happen. Those guys are going, but Hunter's trying to straighten that front end because look at these ruts here. Can you imagine going through these things with a fender that's pointing the wrong way? That's why it's important for him to straighten that thing out.
Needs the alignment job, and he's only 3 seconds.
2.9.
From Deegan, who you can see back there, and you know Deegan would love to pass him. And there's still 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Hayden, I'm sure his mechanic probably told him that he's there. Hayden's going to put a full-on sprint.
2.3.
Be another win for him in the bank if he's able to get back up on the podium. And you know he's going to come. And if Hunter has a bent-up motorcycle, that's going to make it easier for Hayden to be able to do that.
And how about Lucas Coonan now in 2nd? Yes, he inherited it because Hunter went down, but credit to him for being close enough to take advantage. And Deegan is sending it.
Deegan is sending it. Come on, man.
Wow.
That's one way of slowing down. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people, they don't like him revving the bike, but what that's also doing, these Yamahas are so loud. Hunter can hear that. So
1.5.
That motorcycle make a guy think you're a lot closer than what you is, and there he is.
Oh, he's right there. Oh, what a massive change this would be. First of all, even the 3rd is going to make it difficult for Hunter to win the day overall. Just lost a couple of points there to a rider that is not in the championship. Coonan And Deegan could make it worse. JT.
I'm telling you right now, if he gets close enough, he's going to use that line, which I believe is out of bounds. We'll probably hear more about that later, but he's going to use that line if he can get close enough. Hunter will have no idea he's going to go there, and he'll go right by.
Again, that's under review, that line that Deegan's been using.
Yeah, there's a few lines on this racetrack that you can see all the stakes laid down, and these guys are searching for that traction, but yeah, that line's a little suspect up there.
We will let the AMA make the call on that. Just as quickly as Deegan got, though, to Hunter, now the gap has stabilized, and the white flag will be in sight soon.
Looks like Lucas closed up the Jet for 2.2.
What? 2.2 seconds on the last lap. And again, I'm going to tell myself one of these days not to fall for it when someone gets Jet Lawrence in their sights. But the clock says the kid's got a shot.
No, he's not going to get it.
I mean, he was 3 seconds faster that last lap. So I'm assuming Jet was probably just trying to get to the end of the race.
Yeah.
He'll pick it up this lap. But what this is doing for Lucas.
Good charge at the end. He did pick it up. If he didn't stabilize and kind of like let off, he would have been able to pass Hunter, but
that means he's going to have to exert that energy. The lap rider, he found that line.
Hey, they're just trying to, they're tired. They're just trying to do as minimal amount of riding as possible. 3/4 of a lap to go. There's Jet. There's Coonan in that yellow gear on the Red Bull KTM.
Yeah, you see Jet take a look back and then almost had a double turn right there. Quickly, as you see the bike sliding around, this track is very difficult because the tires are always pushing away from you here on this racetrack, and you throw all these rocks and this mulch on it, makes it really tricky to, and easy to make a lot of mistakes.
And the fans have loved every minute of this 30-minute and 2-lap race because every time the riders came through that valley, there was a battle. This time it is Lawrence versus
that was a battle for the top 4.
And Jet's got 1/4 of a lap to go, but a tough section right here.
Yeah, this part is important for Jet to get through it. If he can get through this.
Look at that from Coonan. Came into that corner hot. No problem. He can see the one now.
They were close, but strong ride by the champ.
Expert class in race management. Coonan is right there. But Jet Lawrence hangs on for a big...
Yeah, that was a solid race from all of them. The top 4 right there. Oh, shit. Who's that? The Beta?
As we check in with Hunter Lawrence. Deegan gave it a shot. Hunter will take 3rd.
Great ride by all 4 of these guys.
Oh, yeah. That was a show. It was as advertised. Look at that. Lucas Coonan, Jet Lawrence, a classic.
Hey, that was a dig. Over a minute? Yeah, I know. Those top 4 are on a different level. So I'm saying for Deegan to be a rookie and to be up there with these 3 other guys, I mean, almost a 30-second gap on Prado. You know, I mean, a 2-time world champ type shit. He'll probably get a license point or something like that for that track thing. Messenger. What's good in Arizona? Nothing. What's good in Arizona? Nothing but a lot of fucking heat, dude. It was like 115 degrees on my job site the other day. That shit sucks. Should be melting at 115. Yeah, that shit's not fun, dude. That shit sucks. Deegan's best lap was a 202.678 with Jet's fastest lap being a 202.5.
Well, if you see that winner card right there, oh, another moto win for Jet Lawrence, 3 in a row. He's won extremely high
Mid-90s in
percentage
Canada.
of races he's been in. But you look at this Monster Energy 450 race recap, you'll see this was a tough
That's
one.
not bad.
First of
But you
all,
guys
both
humidity
Lawrence
probably
hit
too, huh?
Hunter and Jet and Hayden Deegan with good starts. Got Cooper Webb in there on the number 2. Lucas Kunin not as good a start, just inside the top 10, but he will be a factor.
Yeah, Lucas made some great passes, and it was good to see Cooper Webb up
Southern
there, but
Central
these
Canada.
brothers up here, they're on a different level, and as you mentioned, Jason, Jet whole shots, leads every lap. I mean, that's a normal race to him, but here it was a lot closer. Actually, I forgot, Hunter Lawrence actually made that move on Jet Lawrence, and this might have been a whole difference in the race if he was able to stay, but Jet Lawrence, the champ, was able to get back, and then Hayden Deegan stuck his legs in there.
Yeah,
Hunter
sweaty
made a small
humidity.
mistake,
Yeah, I
and
can't do
then
humidity.
number
Fuck
38 was
that.
up in the second place.
And then it was back and forth. Deegan all over Jet. Then Hunter would catch him, and then this mistake lost some more ground. Hunter would get back to him. And then finally, when Deegan gets back to Jet Lawrence, this happens.
Yeah, Hayden did a good job at making that mistake, and this was only like a lap later that he was able to close that gap back up. He's back up into third place, and then it was Hunter Lawrence still losing a little bit of time. His brother,
Canadian
but
series
losing
just
that
started
second
last
place,
weekend. Some good
might be
racing.
costly for the
Seen some
overall.
highlights. I didn't watch it,
Third
but I
and
seen
second,
some highlight.
but nobody, they challenged.
Yeah, there's a few Americans.
They wasn't close enough. Jet Lawrence with another win.
In the orange, and on the orange bike, the yellow gear, that's Lucas Kunin. He got it down. 2 seconds on Jet at the end. So welcome to Pro Motocross for him, and welcome back to the top for Jet.
Jet, congratulations. Everyone was throwing everything at you out there. First of all, your brother Hunter there was giving you a run for your money, and then we had Hayden there in the mix too. But you managed to hold everybody off. How much is it taking for you to be in that position?
I was betting, does Deegan make the podium? Yeah, I'll bet on it.
The problem wasn't my foot. It was I just had a terrible flow.
Not to
And
win, but third place.
I couldn't find any, man, and I had obviously Hunter there, and he got me at the start. But I was able to get him back, thankfully, on the straight here. But yeah, I just didn't really gel good with the track then. I couldn't get a flow, and it's really difficult when obviously people are right there to try and like adventure off and take different lines, you know. So yeah, it was not the best riding for me, but we'll take it, you know, get a 1. Obviously Lucas was coming hot in the end then, but yeah, we're able to just get it.
Congratulations. Jet Lawrence said it wasn't the best, and yet still comes away with a moto win.
Don't have to be the best when you're that good. Your B game's still good enough, son.
So there is Lucas Kunin second. Hunter Lawrence holds off Deegan to the end after his crash. Deegan fourth, Prado fifth. Marchbanks, Hampshire, Plessinger, Ferrandis top 10. Here's the rest of the top 20. Webb ends up 11th. Harrison rounds out those top 20 spots. Hey, let's meet Lucas Kunin on the podium.
Lucas Kunin, welcome to Pro Motocross. We're kind of wondering how you're going to go about that race. You have a lot on the line over an MXGP, but your pace there at the very end had to be confidence-inspiring. What a great showing for your first one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know really what to expect because I had a slow jump out of the gate, and then, yeah, you know, the guys up front were gone, and I was trying to hang on there, and everything could happen, and I had 2 deep overs, so somehow I got in second, and just my lap times were kind of consistent, so happy with that, and track's kind of tricky, can grab you quick, so no, looking forward to the second moto to enjoy and get a better start.
Great job.
Dude, the 450 class is gonna be so sick.
Yeah, looks fresh to me. Altitude problems, and it's gonna be a motivation to him between that and his brother. on the line, too.
Yeah, that's right. Sasha will be coming up.
Mitch
next in the
Payne
250
really
class
wants
as well.
Kaide Wolf
He
too.
is in the mix to win the overall today with the riding that we saw in the second half of that first moto. As for Hunter Lawrence, what an adventure. At one point had the lead, crashed back. Thought he might not even hold on for third, but he did.
What's up, Swamp? How's it going, man?
Hunter, congrats to you hanging on to that third there. You were battling up front the whole way. We only caught the tail end on camera of what happened there. James was suggesting that perhaps you kind of tucked the front. So just talk us through that and then having to regroup after that so late in the moto.
Yeah, no, I actually lost the rear coming off that top plateau. The rear stepped out and I think I was underneath the Insta360 sign for a split second. So yeah, got up, my bars and everything was so bent, almost crashed again from how bent they were and managed to bring it home in third. So go back, regroup, get ready for the next one.
We'll see you out there for that one. Thanks, Hunter.
Yep, leaves in the rear end. Great ride by Hunter, though.
All right, an adventure for Deegan in that moto as well. So we're going to chat actually with him, JT.
Thank you, Jason. Well, Hayden, much better moto. I know it's not the result you wanted. You seem pretty frustrated coming off the track, but the pace seemed to be a lot better. Walk us through it from your perspective because you were certainly in the fight that time.
Yeah, for sure. I got to Jet's rear wheel, rode a good race, and yeah, got cross-trumped, and then it kind of, I don't know, I made that mistake in that turn, and my bar's a little crooked, fell again. I'm like, damn it, but put in a hard charge at the end, but, you know, it's cool. They know I'm coming. He's looking back off almost every jump, so it's cool. This next moto.
All right, one more question for you. There's a line at the top of the hill. I think it's under review. Your perspective on that inside line coming down the hill there, you think fair, foul, or you're good with it?
No, there ain't no markers, so it's chill. I was catching them everywhere else, too.
All right, we'll see you in Moto 2. Great job.
The confidence.
That's
confidence is starting to come back. Very interesting. That's a spicy meatball 450 Moto 2 in now earlier rematched in all four of those young stars. 250 class en route. See how
dude.
goes today. Seth Hammaker carrying the point lead.
This is sick.
Summer so far for Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. This is going to be fun. The next hour and two will air live on
Bro,
NBC. So
think about this next summer. Okay, I know this summer is hyped because it was Deegan's first year and then Lucas coming through. But think about next year when Jet's even healthier, Hunter's better, Deegan's better, Lucas is here. Dog, this is so sick. I don't know what's up with Prado on that one. They fucking just, that's crazy.
Four riders who've got to think, I got a shot at the moto win. Hey folks, you can take your race day experience to the next level. Download the official SMX World Championship app. You gain instant access to live timing and scoring, breaking news, exclusive race day insights, and more. All in the app.
Damn, dude, I love racing so much. I love this shit.
Great way to stay on top of the sport there. Things are really...
Bro, you are loud as fuck compared to what the announcers are talking. Yeah, I'm just having it down right now, and then I'll turn it up on the race.
Tune in on NBC.
Actually, no, I'll go up higher right now, actually.
Streaming on Peacock. What a great showcase for the sport.
Yeah, because I kind of have to be a little bit high. I don't know.
This 250 class has been wild this year, and we expect it to deliver.
All right, 250. I think Sasha's going to win this. Or Davies. Davies could win this.
Track's going to be quite a bit different from the last time these guys were out here, and they're going second this weekend, so that's another challenge. Normally they go first.
Sasha's hauling ass too.
But after watching his brother, I'm looking forward to see what this young man can do as well.
Yeah, the 109 is Sasha Kunin and Cole Davies.
And then what? When these fools come through, this dude will only be in the class for like 2 years.
The last moto of the series, the second moto out of Hangtown.
If that, a year or two.
Probably been a little underappreciated how fast he's going because he did not get on the overall podium last week, but he is a contender for the overall for sure. Could be a banner 250 race, just like what we saw in the 250 class. So switch over to NBC, or just stay with us on Peacock. See how Sasha Kunin does in his Pro Motocross debut in the 250 class. Fun to watch all year. That's it for the first hour of the show for James, Will, and JT.
This is so sick.
Again, but we're not going anywhere. 250 Moto 1 gate drop just about 10 minutes away.
You know exactly what's coming.
What do you guys got for 250s? Carson Wood. He making his little debut tonight. I think he's just doing this race. Timmerman's on a PC bike. He was on a Team Green bike last week, so we'll see how that goes. Hymas, do we really need to see what Hymas does? This is like, if he can't get it done on this track. Oh, bad, man. Kitchen, Handmaker, they'll be up there probably. Let's see if Kitchen could get the start. Oh, dude, this is fucking sick. God damn. I'm just waiting for a commercial to be over. I'll turn the audio back on. Steezy, can Deegan beat Mohammed Al Balushi? I don't even know, but with that name, yes. I don't even know who that is. Oh, still commercial.
Racing already underway. SMX from Thunder Valley in Colorado. This race just completed. Hunter and Jet Lawrence challenged by the young Hayden Deegan.
That second tip over makes sense. Makes sense, and then I mean, it just shows how even more how badass Hunter is by still placing third with bent bars. Can't get that song. Mohammed Al Balushi is the best dirt bike rider you know. Yeah, he could beat him. He could beat him. Whatever, I'll get this song out.
Welcome to the SMX World Championship. The third Pro Motocross race of the season has been the best. So far, it's the Toyota Thunder Valley National from Lakewood, Colorado. And this Monster Energy SMX World Championship was hyped as the establishment of the Lawrence brothers maybe being challenged by the young Hayden Deegan. And today, a visitor from Belgium, Lucas Koenen. And it was as advertised. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll be showing the 250 class, the young up-and-coming stars of the event in the next hour, and then a rematch in that 450 division between those big names in the next hour. And you can stream the final races of the day, 250 Moto2 and women's class action on Peacock a little bit later on. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we got Moto2 for WMX too. I think it's after the Motos.
Champion, James Stewart. Look, Hunter and Jet Lawrence have been great in this series the last couple of years. They've been great so far this year, but there's a lot of contenders going after them.
Yeah, when you look at their first two rounds, I mean, Lawrence brothers, they've been dominant, winning both of them, both sweeping everything. So the question was, could anybody really come in here and challenge them? Well, today we got our answer with Hayden Deegan, Lucas Koenen. You can see, just like like we saw the first couple races, Hunter Lawrence, Jet Lawrence, but that number 38 on that Yamaha came to play today, made a bunch of mistakes, but even after this, he was still able to close in on Jet Lawrence, but this was the final one as he goes down, ends up getting back up in third place, then it was Hunter Lawrence losing the front end at the end of the day, but it was Jet Lawrence winning again, and you can see that number 104, Lucas Kunin, following close in second place.
Incredible racing, and in the next hour they will be back. 250 class is going to be up first, but we have more info from that 450 race.
Here we go.
Let's introduce Will Christian.
Thank you so much, Jason. And that's right, we saw the 38 of Hayden Deegan. They're attacking the front. We kind of thought after the first 2 rounds here of Pro Motocross, was he ready to battle for the lead? And he showed us that he was. Unfortunately, those 2 crashes put an end to that. But there is more news. We have just got a report in from the AMA that a line that Hayden Deegan was taking, which we will show you now, was in fact counted as cutting the track. JT, Jason Thomas talked about it during racing. Hayden Deegan said afterwards there were no markers there, so he thinks it was fair game. But this happened on several laps, and so it is a relatively harsh penalty, 7 positions. So he went from 4th, guys, down to 11. So a big hit there for Hayden Deegan on that Moto 1, and of course a loss in championship points because each of these motos
Damn.
pay out. So
He was in the title fight this year anyway, so.
Absolutely, he's going to be fired up for the second moto coming up in an hour. These are the revised results. It'll move Jorge Prado to 4th, and Deegan will now be out of the top 10 in 11th. Again, it's always a 2-moto format in motocross. Each class races 2 30-minute motos. So we'll have the first of 2 250 motos coming in a moment, and then the 450s will be back for their second race. As for this 250 class, the headline, the visitors from Belgium, Lucas Kunin second in the 450 class, his brother Sasha about to come up in the 250s. Here's Jason Thomas with more.
Thank you, Jason. Well, their style, those Kunin twins, could not be any more different. Lucas, who just got second in that 450 moto, very methodical, a plan always in place. Sasha's nothing like that. He likes to push the limit, and I would say even go past the limit. He is the prototypical roller coaster ride of racing. And you NASCAR fans, you're going to understand what I'm talking about here as you see the stats of who those guys are and the stats they put up this year. You NASCAR fans will remember this. Sasha Kunin kind of lives by the motto, I'm going to twist the throttle to the stops, and I'm not letting off until I see God or the checkered flag.
That is this fool right here.
And he was second fastest, JT, in qualifying today. 250 young riders on the smaller bikes. How will they fare against the elevation of Colorado? Stay with us.
This summer, 2 fan favorites are back.
Honey, pepper, pimento, pineapple, dragon fruit. They're back, they're so back. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. Honey, pepper, pimento, yeah, that pimento. Pineapple, dragon fruit, bringing that pineapple back. They're back, they're so back. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. They're so back. Honey, pepper, pimento, pineapple, dragon fruit.
Which favorite will you choose?
What's wrong with you?
I fucking forgot to mute for the commercials. Shit. There was probably songs too, and I didn't even realize it. So 11th place. He'll be like what? Watch him finish like overall 6th place overall. 5th or 6th overall. Watch. That's what I'm gonna. Nah. Yeah, I'm gonna say 5th or 6th overall. End of the day.
The Pro Motocross Championship is fueled by Monster Energy, Unleash the Beast, and by Honda and the dominant line of CRF motocrossers. Welcome back to Thunder Valley. Here's the Yamaha track map, and James Stewart, take us through it.
A lot of elevation here. A lot of the soil's been the biggest trickiness of this racetrack. It's a lot drier this year, but like I said, a lot of elevation. The highest point of the track is that Thunder Valley sign, and they drop all the way back down head back towards the finish line. So key here is get off that gate. We saw it in that first moto how that affects the 450. These 250s being underpowered, that's even going to make it even more challenging. Start's very important here at Thunder Valley.
6,000 feet of elevation. So many stories to track in this 250 class. Hayden Deegan was the dominant champion of the division the last 2 years. He has now moved to the premier 450 class. So this championship very much wide open. What's the KTM key to the moto today?
Yeah, well, I'm saying manage the altitude, and I'm not talking about fitness. I'm more talking about how these 250Fs are lower on power. Since we are at elevation, the bikes are slower, so they got to manage it, because just like that 450 class, if you make a mistake in the corner, you will lose a lot of time. So you got to manage that altitude and power.
Is the rider that did his best this morning. The Monster Energy fastest qualifier is
Cole Davies did that shit on the last lap.
Racing man from New Zealand, Cole Davies, who got a moto win last weekend in Hangtown in Northern California, looking for an overall win if he can get it done in the two motos today. There's the 109 of Sasha Kunin, the 19-year-old from Belgium, in his first Pro Motocross race in America. He was second fastest. Where will he slot in? He is the point leader in the European-based FIM MXGP Championship. And shout out to Max Folan.
Max Folan.
Rocky Mountain ATV MC Privateer profile. Solid battling around the top 5 on the Club MX Yamaha last week. Not the full factory machine, but Max still very capable. And you see that red number plate just as a glimpse. The number 10 of Seth Hamaker won the opening round of the series 2 weeks ago. Solid
Oh my
last week.
God. Remember the live board's faster than the broadcast.
To be answered with the young racers in the 250 class. 30 minutes and 2 laps away. Here we go.
Fucking highness.
And I think it's Hamaker going to get the jump. Yes, the number 10 leads them. Got the 82 of Caden Dudney, a rookie right there. And Julian Beaumer, the 13th, been great to start the
What is he? He's not even. Highness is 38th place.
Hamaker, after a tough second moto last weekend, you wanted to rebound in a place where you've been at a lot this year, winning the first 2 out of 3 motos, 2 out of 4 motos, excuse me. Seth is on point at this one, but he's got that number 13, Julian Beaumer, right behind him, who's been riding great this beginning part of the season.
On the podium last weekend is Beaumer, coming back from a devastating back injury, and honestly might be riding better than ever. The rider on that orange Red Bull KTM out of Arizona. As for Hamaker, 3 hole shots this year. 3 times he's got to the first turns first in 5 races.
Carson Wood, 10th place. Okay.
Yeah, looks like Nick Romano's up behind him in that 4th position. Levi Kitchen there, so Sasha Kunin's only a couple positions back, but yeah, Jason, this class is wide open. I love these guys. Any one of these guys in the top 10 can win this race for sure.
Got Nick Romano out of New York in 4th in that green Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and the fans get their first look today at the 250 class. Making moves is Romano.
Great pass by Nick. He saw the opportunity. We just saw it in that 450 class how many ruts are there. So Nick felt more comfortable, was able to make that pass up in that 3rd spot.
You got Dudley on the 82, and now Levi Kitchen. You could argue is maybe the fastest rider so far this year on the 47, but has had to make some passes, and he's doing it again.
Yeah, great start for Levi. Even Joe Shimoda, I saw him in between lunch break. He said he's been feeling good, riding good, but he needed a better start.
Oh,
so Joe
Kunin down.
Do it as Sasha Kunin goes down in front of us.
Tough break for the visitor there from Europe. A couple other riders down. That is McClure on the 352. So now Kunin on that 109 is buried. So Shimoda was the rider on the number 30. That's the Honda HRC Progressive machine. He passed Kitchen, which is not easy to do, to get to 5th.
Yeah, I think if I'm Levi and Joe, I've seen this story before, as we're going to try to highlight Sasha here. Gets a little off balance. Oh, he collides with, I believe that's Casey Cochran right there.
Casey Cochran.
Yeah, just a racing incident. Both those lines came together. It was up in the air, so the bike got light. Tough break for Sasha.
Look at Julian Beaumer from 2nd, putting heavy pressure on Hammaker for the lead. He has yet to win a moto in this series, but he looks like he's watched the lead right now.
Yeah, Julian's been riding. I feel like even that first race, being on that podium, the second race was even better to me, and obviously he's coming out here with his third race is there. And for a guy who hasn't raced that much during the motocross, he's showing a lot for us, JT.
He is, and just when I watch Julian, he just seems like he's so carefree, kind of like he's racing with house money. You know, there were no expectations. A lot of people weren't sure if he would ever race again coming off of that huge crash in Charlotte last year. So it's one of those, it's one of those situations where he doesn't feel any pressure, and he's certainly riding that way as he continues to put pressure on Hammaker. Let's go to Will.
Fucking Nick Romano, third place, man.
And just to kind of help you on your point there, this was a life-changing injury. Some injuries obviously just set these guys back. Some of them impact them big picture. And this was a back injury. It was, will I be able to race my dirt bike again? Will life ever be normal again? And talking to Juju today, his perspective on his sport and his life has completely changed. And he said he lives very much in the moment now. He said, because you don't know what tomorrow's bringing, you do not know what the next week's bringing. So what's the point in looking at big picture championship when I don't know what the end of today looks like? And it's working for him, James, because he's managing to stay in the
Not
moment.
this week, nah.
Riders,
Nah, my cousin's on vacation right now. I can't stream and show the race at the same time. It'll lag. So yeah, no race this week.
And as both you guys mentioned, I mean, even his riding just looks a lot like calmer. So, I feel like it helps just manage the up and downs, the flow between having a great moto to bad moto. It keeps you more consistent because obviously you're just happy to be here and you understand that there's a lot more to life, and especially when something you love doing gets taken away from you. Anytime you get a chance to do it, you're blessed for it and you're happy, and Julian's showing that, and clearly this kid knows how to ride a motorcycle. Perfect scenario for him.
Shimoda was rolling up on this group, James, but he went down from the 4th place spot. To show you what happened to the number 30, the rider out of Japan. So that'll move Kitchen into that number 4 position, and Shimoda definitely a title contender this year, but this is going to hurt.
Yeah, watch him. He's going to get in this, lean that bike over, and just that rut is so long, he started losing his rear foot. Just basically pulled him
No bueno. What time is 22nd?
Like we might.
Oh, Coonan down again.
Tough break for him. That's what happens when you get in a bad start. Not being able to really see. I'm assuming that he's in the pack. And
So his next moto is gonna be better, and his brother's gonna have a bad moto now. They're gonna flip flop.
So unfortunate there for Sasha. 2 crashes will move him back. So you got that green number 10 of Hammaker still holding on under fire from Beaumer, and an army of green Kawasaki's around Beaumer. Romano is 3rd, Kitchen is 4th. That team, Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki, was the dominant team in this sport for a long time, but it's been a good 10 years since they've had that type of success where they're putting multiple bikes on the podium, multiple bikes in the top 5. But so far this summer, we've seen this quite a bit.
Yeah,
Dudney Gordon, where's Wood? 11th? 16-year-old, 11th place, first race. Davies 13th. Adams first race back, he's 14th. Got Manier 18th.
You're starting to see it with a fluctuation. All these riders out here up front, whole shot, teammates battling, and that team is back. Now it's up to the riders put the Pro Circuit back on that top.
Romano battling it out with Kitchen just to illustrate that. So yes, Star Racing, the Yamaha team, really started to take control about 10 years ago and has won the majority of the titles in this class. You see before that of the 2015, it had been the Pro Circuit Kawasaki team that was the dominant factor. But Pro Circuit looking to get it back right now. They're running 1st, 3rd, and 4th, 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is dope to see with Pro Circuit.
And we thought the Yamaha challenge would come from Cole Davies today, the fast qualifier, but he has a bad start, and the New Zealand native is in 13th, so not a factor in this one.
Yeah, definitely not a factor.
First lap, I believe he's on the outside of the top 20, but the last couple laps I've been looking, and he's only made a couple spots, which only tells me how difficult this racetrack is to pass. No matter how fast.
Cochran 8th place.
A bad start here goes back to my point. Really managing it. Bad start here, it'll ruin your whole day.
JT.
Guys, this is so impressive from Nick Romano, and he's been a story every single weekend. You see Levi Kitchen make a small mistake, but this is a guy who basically
Where's Timmerman? 20th?
in the sport.
Fill in next year.
To buying his own motorcycle, practicing with the established pros.
Not feeling, but just like the rider on standby.
And look what he has done with it. He has been a perennial guy in the top 5, and yes, he's dropped back a little bit at the end of the races, at the first rounds, but every single weekend he's put himself in positive positions, and he is slowly improving. And this is truly a renaissance season and part of his career, Weech.
Honestly, JT, he's rescued his career. This is you only get one more second chance, and he is making the most of it. And it's actually Kitchen who's battling him right now that went to bat for him. They're good friends off the track. They ride together, and he put in a good word when the team had an opening due to some injuries. Got Romano on the team, and now he's got to fight him for 3rd place as Hammaker continues to roll, but still that orange number 13 of Beaumer applying pressure.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's a great story by Nick, just expanding more on him. It's kind of like a, player in the NBA, they're on one team, all this hype, and it doesn't work, and then they end up getting demoted or going to a different team, and they seem to find that spot. I do believe the way the pro circuit team, maybe the last few years of struggles, maybe it's not so much pressure compared to how that Star Racing, and when Nick got that opportunity, everybody's trying to trend up, and Nick's going along with him. So perfect team, perfect scenario for him, and that's why he's in 3rd place.
Rider out of Queens, New York. But like a lot of these riders, does his riding and training down in Florida. That is the same thing for Hammaker, the leader out of Pennsylvania.
And they all right there.
They're working together. Now the two
Then you got that 4.2 second gap between Kitchen and Dudney, and then all those fools from him to Shimoda. Damn. Dudney, 5th place, all the way down to like 13th. They're like kind of bunched up.
Well, Romano started the year 2 weeks ago in this Pro Motocross Series. Good starts, beginning to fade back, but we're starting to see now some real staying power, and Kitchen is going to follow him forward. Got it.
Yeah, Levi's that guy. We saw it in the first couple races where, he has that speed, and he continues to close down on these guys.
Mitch got to be freaking jumping out of his wheelchair.
That's who I'm looking at, the number 47. Going back to that Pro Circuit Kawasaki, they're going 1, 2, and 3.
Woo! And side by side now, Kitchen and Romano.
Yeah, if I'm Levi, if I'm gonna try to get around them right now, but if not, if Nick continues to continue that pace up to Seth, then I want to get around him because of the roof, but I won't try to slow him down. I'll let him climb his way up. But if Seth's starting to get away, you're gonna see that number 40 dive on the inside. He's not able to make it.
Oh!
Oh no!
Oh!
Oh, and he got it wrong. Just able to save it from a crash is the 47 of Kitchen.
Damn, Kitchen.
Same corner we saw Joe Shimoda go down in. Joe was on the outside. These corners, what happens is they start getting a hook shape, like an L shape into it. So you saw with Levi there, the bike goes in, it rebounds out, and it's almost like it gets light. They can't control it. Easy to go off on this racetrack, and just another challenge about how Thunder Valley, how it changes throughout the day.
But it is still 1, 2, 3 for the Kawasaki riders, and Hammaker has been a sensation early in the year, padding his points lead out front.
This fool might win the title this year. But I keep speaking way too soon saying that shit. Especially with the 250, like him especially. Like, not even just him especially, just the 250s right now. Flip a coin. That's... That'd be so dope when Romano passes him. Romano's 209. Hammaker and Kitchen are in the 210s. This is so dope when they don't talk, like they just allow this to play. Ooh, I think Juju went down. I'm just letting that play this play for a sec without saying shit. So so sick. Sounds so sick. No, I think Juju just faded. I don't think he went down actually. I miss up to 19th. We're down to 14th, but I mean, first rate.
SMX World Championship continues here. Seth Hammaker leading the way. It's Pro Motocross from Thunder Valley. And it's this Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team absolutely dominant. 1, 2, 3 in the moto, and what a fight. Look at this fight for second between Nick Romano and Levi Kitchen. For a moment, Romano on the 141 was challenging Hammaker for the lead. One little error, and now he has to deal with Kitchen on the 47.
Yeah, Levi did a great job at recovering and closing back up. And, you know, I wonder as this race goes on, the challenge for Levi or any of these guys when they're so close, is that the ruts are so long, it's really hard to see. And I've seen a lot of mistakes made by guys when they're really close to somebody. So Levi, I'm going to try to get around them or at least back up, and that might be that tug of war that you see.
Bottom box is Beaumer. A couple of riders have moved around him. Moseman on the gas, 4th, Dudney 5th. Now Shimoda challenging Beaumer for 6th. JT.
Oh, Weed, you told that story where, you know, Levi kind of...
Will we see Hymas at Star next year?
Romano there, and you got to be wondering, he's like, hey, man, I helped you get this
Kind of interesting to
spot.
think about.
Solid here. I can see the lead.
I don't see him going back to Honda. Oh,
Romano holding strong, and look, Romano is fading back in the
Juju didn't stall it, but he came to a complete stop. Fucked up.
An experience that is helping him gain staying power each week.
Oh, absolutely. And he's not just staying there. He made passes, and he was closing in on his leader, his teammate. I think the challenge for him, he's starting to lose a toe to Seth, but now Levi's starting to preoccupy his mind because if you look back, give a shout out to Michael Moseman in that 4th position. He's been the fastest guy on the track the last couple laps. Number 23 is coming on that Star Racing Yamaha.
Yeah, so Kitchen wants to go. So Romano, as we mentioned, didn't even have a ride.
14 minutes left. We got a lot of racing.
Much of last year at all due to injuries. Missed a lot of time the year before that. So he is racing his way into shape. But they've got to go because here comes Michael Moseman, the rider out of Sebastopol, California.
Kitchen got him. No, Romano gonna get him back. Oh no, Kitchen got him.
Finally got around Romano. But with all that, the leader, Hammaker, is still within sight. Halfway through this moto. Reminder to stock up on Monster Energy drink. And it's an all-monster pack right now. Top 5 in this group. Here's the pass. Kitchen around Romano.
Yeah, Nick was trying to get out, get that bike straightened up on that tire, and he just lost the rear end. And goes back to my point, what I was saying earlier, how these guys got to manage the power on the 250s because they lose a little slot out at Siva level. He might be able to cut Levi off, but here he loses so much time, and what he lost was 2nd place.
Is there time for Hammaker and Kitchen? One more battle. It looks like Levi wants to get there on that 47.
Yeah, Levi's coming. We still got 13 minutes left in this race, and you know, I do believe by Levi being behind these guys, he's probably found some better lines because clearly all these guys are going in the fast.
Davies up to 8th. Finally got around Cochran.
Around this racetrack, so you got to find a different ways. Cole Davies cracking up in a top 10 in 8th now.
Yeah, Hymas is running 2:12 lap times. That's crazy.
Qualifier on that 37. Terrible start outside the top 20. It's now scratching for championship.
A lot better for that fool.
Every position he can from 8th.
You know, but believe it or not, like these are the rides that builds champions. Like Cole Davies, a lot of guys, if they're only here for wins, then they're like, I can't win, and then you just keep throwing it down. But Cole Davies is like marching his way through the pack, and that's gonna help him believe that, look, bad start, I'm still being top 10, top
Joe
5.
just got by Juju.
Yeah, I just want to fill you in on what happened on that start. Talking to his mechanic, James Lackey Mills, I said, we didn't catch it on camera. He said, I guess the 2 KTMs in the start came across, kind of pinched him out, and he had no choice but to back off and go back. You know that he's not feeling too happy about that right now in those charges.
Oh, he's probably pissed.
Yeah, and the challenging part, what you can't see is that starts uphill. So anytime you back it off, you lose so much time, and especially here at altitude. Cole Davis got a horrible start, but he's managing.
You know, James, pretty small sample size. Only 5 motos into this championship.
Mosiman up to third.
Weekends. But we are seeing as Davies, no, that's Mosiman making the move on Romano. We are seeing repeatable results up front. I know it's early, but the averages say it has been Hammaker and Kitchen quite often battling for these moto wins. They did it in the opener. Oh, Michael Mosiman back end stepped out, but he is on a rail. Can he upset that party up front? Because Hammaker and Kitchen have been great so far in these races.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, when you look at the past, because, yeah, this class is wide open, you know, based off the past, but I believe a lot of that was because of Jet Lawrence and Hayden Deegan. These guys understood they had to ride to the max to be able to win one of these races. So a bad start, you got to let it hang out. And so trying to do that when you're racing against Jet Lawrence or Hayden Deegan. So now that the class is more even, this opportunity, maybe they're not pressing so hard, and they'll get those consistent results because they're not pushing so hard, Will.
Damn, he just pretty much said they all suck.
Same thing,
Pretty much in like nice words.
But actually, we
Nice kid.
haven't had perhaps as consistent results as we might think. We're just used to seeing Pro Circuit up there because they've had solid results. But in these first 4 motos of the first 2 rounds, Parla and Hangtown, none of these riders have been top 5 in all 4 motos, which is fascinating. And only 2 of them, Joe Shimoda and Seth Hammaker, have managed to score inside the top 10 for the first 4. So maybe what we're seeing here is the start of a bit of consistency, but actually as yet, no one's really put it together.
Yeah, I think what we're doing, we're moving the goalposts a little bit. You know, consistency in this class is like, all right, it's not top 10 or top 15, but you know what we're saying. I guess consistently they've been near the front there, even though they had some moments, but nonetheless, still great. And I'm happy that it's kind of all over the place because it's keeping this championship tight.
Yes, in this class, it's just
This is
whose
2:13
mistake
lap
in
times
that
now.
moto is less bad than the other rider. You know what's going to happen. No rider in this class has ever won this title before. Seth Hammaker has come close to championships in the stadium circuit of Monster Energy Supercross. But can he get it done on the bigger, faster, rougher outdoor circuits? He's going to have to deal with his teammate Levi Kitchen to get it done.
Davies is 1.4 from Juju now. Kitchen's gonna end up catching Hammaker. Joe up to 5th. Wood down to 15th. .8. He's on the back tire now. Kitchen is. Hitting track markers. Davies is under a second from Juju. Kitchen 0.4 from Hammaker.
Monster Energy SMX World Championship live here on NBC. The battle for the lead in the 250 class. You got the number 10 of Seth Hammaker and his teammate on the Kawasaki, Levi Kitchen in second. Kitchen has caught him and is waiting for an opening.
Yeah, Levi's got some great lines right here. We were talking off camera, it's just how difficult it is when Levi catches him. Like, I feel like he has to make the pass because of the ruse, and then also just the vision of how long these ruts are. If you notice, when Levi gets closer to him, he's either going to be all over him or he's going to drop back, and I believe a lot of that is just to be able to see these ruts because it's very easy to go down in this section.
So you're literally saying when the other motorcycle in front of you is in it, it's literally hard to find the exact line you want. So sometimes you purposely drop back.
Oh, you got to drop back. I mean, just watch this lap, especially when they get to those longer sections. Like, Levi will have to drop back because he can't see because they're so long here. And you can see a rock pop up. You won't be able to see it until Seth goes through it. So a lot of things here.
So then this Kitchen on that 47, is he find his strength and then use that, then get close, like right here?
Yeah, like, so Levi's been really quick in this section. So the last lap, he went on the outside. Seth was on the inside. He was close to him. Now they're going to swap. But Seth has a good run, which is going to put him on the inside here. So Levi's got to time this pass. He's clearly faster, but Seth's just taking a shorter way around the racetrack in a lot of these things, which makes it difficult for Levi to make that pass.
And the word everyone uses to describe the leader, Hammaker, is exactly
Davey
what
still
you see
can't make
right
that
now.
pass.
Just gritty. Always maximizes with his talent, his effort. You're going to get the best of him every time.
Would just pass Deacon Dano back.
Easy for Kitchen here.
Yeah, Levi's standing up here. He's going to drop, but watch this line. Levi's going to cut to the inside. What I like about this, it straightens this next corner out, so he'll have more speed and more momentum in this next corner with Seth. Seth got through that pretty good, but I love that line by Levi. Another line here. He's going to get in here. He's going to pull out of this rut so he can stay out of that where he made that mistake. Now he's going outside here, which is one smoother line. It's not the fastest, but it's the smoothest one. Great drone shots right here.
And of course, motocross, one of the most physically demanding sports. So you wonder how much each one of these riders has left. 25 minutes into this race. JT.
Yeah, just to touch on kind of what James was saying there, you know, this track really favors momentum. We're at elevation, so the riders are down on power.
And Davies 0.5 from Juju, and Juju 0.3 from Dudney. Davies just got by Dudney, or Davies just got by Juju. If he could get by Dudney.
The bigger, lankier riders in the class, which is not making things easier here at elevation either.
Yeah, and what makes it tricky with all these rocks, sometimes on these 250 bikes, you'll see these guys almost leaning off the side of the motorcycle, trying to avoid the roost because they don't want to shut off the gas and it's going to lose a lot of time. So they'll stay in it, getting pelted by these rocks, you know, to try to keep that momentum up and then just have to move their body.
That bottom box there, quite a bit of battling going on. You got Joe Shimoda, who has rallied all the way back from a crash to fifth. And you're looking at Dudney and Davies on the blue bikes, and in between them on the orange is Beaumer. Davies, the third rider in that picture, was
Juju got Davies back.
Terrible start, and he continues to claw his way forward.
Yeah, what a ride by Cole Davies, and even Julian to kind of recover, start pushing his way forward as they get around.
Oh, and with the look back,
trying to get around Dudney.
Yeah.
Juju and Davies kind of,
Beaumer on that orange KTM gets it done.
they're going at it.
That'll move him back to 6. Davies now making a move as well.
Oh, I mean Dudney. That was not Davies. That was Dudney.
He's like, I'll stay out of the way, but yeah, Cole knew he needed to make that pass before he got stuck behind him to keep that 13 in front of him. And as we say that, we're looking at the leader. Seth is starting to put some of these corners together. Levi's getting in a weird situation because now he used to have a couple more laps. These laps are running out, so now he's going to have to start pushing. And did Seth be able to break him at this point? Will?
Hammaker looks like his confidence building, right, James? And I was talking today about his kind of expectations coming into the season this year, and he said, look, the pressure is not on me. Nobody's expecting this of me. They're looking at the likes of Joe Shimoda, Levi Kitchen. He talked about Chance Hymas. He said, nobody's looking at me. They don't think of me as the outdoor guy, and it's kind of a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's come second in Supercross the last 2 years, Super Motocross last year in 2025. He's like, I can't be that guy. I have
Juju
to let
and
them
Davies
know that
battle's
I am
dope.
good outdoors as well. And right now, he's continuing to prove that here in the first moto.
That's right, Will, because he has pulled away from Kitchen and now running a bit pressure-free. We'll give you the full screen of Davies, the young New Zealander, trying to get Bomera. Bomera, good start. Davies, a bad one. Davies has been digging and digging and digging. He started this race in about 20th, 16th of the first lap, and now going for 6th.
Yeah, this is great. Julian took a look back, but Cole was on the opposite side. And this section, you got to start setting these passes up a corner before you see Cole Davies get on the inside.
0.1 from Juju.
Try to close him down, but now Cole's going to be on the inside of Julian. Woo! Game of chicken down
touched,
there.
yeah. And Davies is going to win it. Bomera fights back.
Yeah, that pass is
And
set
the
up
inside.
right out to the finish line. Cole started getting on the inside, keeping Julian guessing. And Julian kept guessing, and Cole was able to make that attack. Nice move by the number 37.
Yeah, that was a good pass.
If Davies stays in this championship hunt all summer, it could be rides like this. You won't get the headlines for a 6th place finish, but he's passed 10 riders since the first lap. See the championship points early in this series. Right now, Hammaker would stretch his gap a little bit, but there are 22 individual motos, and this is only the 5th of the year, so plenty of time for the likes of Shimoda or Davies, Bomera, and many others to get back in.
Yeah, purple and yellow gear Davies has on is so ugly.
Lightning fast in qualifying, second.
I feel like it's one of Thor's worst gear. It's like almost as bad as the brown pants and the like teal shirt.
And he's 16th.
Yeah, and he's running, I mean, decent lap times, 2:11. I mean, he's 3-4 seconds faster than the guys in front of him, but that crash, hinders him. But I bet he's probably disappointed. But I'm telling you, when we talked to these kids earlier, and
Where's Sasha? I forgot he was even racing. 16th. Forgot about him.
They really care how they finish. They're happy to be here, and the story Will shared earlier about, me, it's a blessing, but at the same time, man, it's just really cool to see them come over here and how much they enjoy being here.
The championship leader.
Carson Wood went down, 27th place. Drew Adams, 26. Uh-oh. Hymas, 20th. Boland, 18th.
Híjola. Maybe a few years out. And this is a quick way to learn how the game is played on this side of the Atlantic. Wait a minute. Levi Kitchen has moved back to the rear fender of the leader, Seth Hammaker.
Yeah, Levi made a mistake there, and a couple laps ago, we thought Seth might have had it, or maybe Levi was sitting back waiting to attack. But now, I don't think he's going to wait, and let this thing play out. Once he's getting to him, if he wants to win this race, he's going to jump on him, no matter what section he is. But as soon as he gets there, little mistake there, and then Seth pulls away. Levi, right now, he's like, I'm glad that lap rider's in front of him, because he knows that's going to keep Seth a little occupied, be able to close him down, and Seth might know, is this guy going to go to inside or outside? Levi, this is an opportunity.
30 minutes into this race, James. What is it like when you've got to dig, give your best? When you're 30 minutes, the heart rate's probably been, what, 180, 190 for a half hour, and now you've got to have your best.
Oh, it don't matter. It's heart attack time out here. Yeah. I mean,
Does he get him? He's 0.2.
I don't think that any of these guys are tired. Okay? I mean,
Gonna get him. Damn.
Get in a flow as Levi is definitely in the flow now. All right, he's gonna probably go outside. Seth's been going that inside. Let's see if he can get out of this rut, get alongside his teammate. There he goes
to the inside. Levi Kitchen to the lead.
God, what a pass by Levi. Been running that line that whole race, and as I said earlier, it wasn't the fastest, but it was smooth. And
good shit, Levi. Good shit. Yo, Joe Schmoed up to third.
Flag, Levi Kitchen saving the best for last. The rider out of Washington State hammering down.
And the last lap by Levi Kitchen was the fastest lap of the race at a 2:08. 3 seconds faster than his teammate. Honey, the Kitchen's wide open.
2 seconds faster than anybody else.
Not tired. Not tired.
He's tired.
Impressive, especially racing at 6,000 feet of elevation. Now, Michael Moseman, who had rallied to third, went down. He has dropped to 5th. Sho Shimoda, who had a crash early in the race, the rider out of Japan, has moved back into the number 3 spot. This fight is just behind Shimoda. You've got Romano in green in 4th. Moseman and Davies are the next 2 riders through in that green gear.
Yeah, this would be, if somehow Cole can at least get one of these guys, maybe even both of them, would be great, not only for the championship, but also this overall today. So, great ride by Cole Davies to march his way all the way back up into the top 10.
Hymus, man.
That's showing a lot for the number 37.
Fucking Hymus, dude.
Moseman and Shimoda both
A
had
bummer.
problems in this moto, but good recoveries from them. And Moseman and Davies, part of possibly the biggest team ever seen in this sport. They have often 8, 9, 10 riders under that tent. They have a pro debut today for a 16-year-old named Carson Wood. It's quick. At the test track, they decided to see how it would go at the pro ranks, struggling a bit in this moto in 27th. But they have so much talent under that tent. But so far this year, it has been the Kawasaki riders getting the jump on everyone. A lot of laps led again for
Yeah,
Seth
you got a
Hammaker.
Cowie first, second,
Levi
and
Kitchen,
fourth
who
place.
won the race in California last weekend, back up front again.
Yes, he is. I believe this race was even more impressive than that first one he won. Swayze did it, making that mistake on a tough racetrack, and to really close down on Seth with 2 laps left, 7 seconds. Take it away, Jake.
Would you say kitchen's open? Absolutely. The chef's cooking today. Waited to the end for the charge, and now the checkers for Levi Kitchen.
Good dig from Kitchen.
Championship leader Hammaker will maintain that early season point lead with a solid run in 2nd. He's been the best starter in the class by far, and that is paying off with some consistent rides. And Joe Shimoda, crash and all, still going to take 3rd.
Yeah, great comeback from Joe. It looks like
Romano in a hold tough in 4th over Davies. Moseman there as well, but it's Levi on top.
Good dig, good dig.
So I hammer the rudder and we go perpendicular.
Mark that a win.
Hunter and Prado also getting penalties for track cuts.
Took the heavy dog.
Deegan's not the only one.
They went vertical out of the gate. Then they got outmaneuvered. Blew the lead.
Tower, we got a loser on our sides.
Negative, Tower. His win is a go. With Bet365's early payout, I won the second they went up big.
Get paid out early with Bet365.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. For those 10 seconds or less,
All right, so yeah. Deegan's not the only one getting docked for those track cuts. It's only fair that the American people get the full Sasha Kunin experience. We're just waiting for this commercial to be over. All right, who else? We got Aiden Kiefer, 34th. Sasha made back to 14th. Bolin 17th. Deacon Danov 16th. Hymus 20th. Lux Turner 21st. Star Yamaha is like really weak when it's on the outdoor side. They're indoor. I mean, look what they did. Indoors. I know a lot of it was D and he's out of the class, but still got Davies.
First 250 moto of the day, Monster Energy SMX and Pro Motocross in Colorado. Levi Kitchen gets the win.
Anstey.
The Monster Energy race recap will show you.
I think he may be off the team this year, though. I think it's contract year for him, too.
Seth Hammaker, 3rd time this year he's led the race off the start. He's got the 13 of Julian Beaumer quickly sliding into 2nd. Another Kawasaki. That is Nick Romano on the 141, takes the 2nd place position.
Yeah, Nick rode great this moto, ends up finishing 4th. but it was his teammate Levi Kitchen making his way up. I started about 10th, but methodically made his way up here into that second place as he's going to pass his teammate about halfway through, and he's got another teammate, Seth Henmaker, out front. Levi made a couple mistakes.
WMX are going to be on a gnarly track when they get to it.
And wins another moto of the year, but very, very good ride by the 47. All three of the Kawasaki's did good, but Levi was just a little bit better.
First, second, and fourth for the Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Joe Shimoda had a crash on the Honda, but was able to recover and finish in third. Moseman was up to third at one point. He went back to fifth. Cole Davies from way back to sixth. That's the kind of action in this moto, back and forth with the young stars of the 250 division of Pro Motocross. Casey Cochran has had a rough start to the year, a lot of crashes. But
11th place for Casey's pretty solid.
Top 10 in 11th. Give you the full 40 rider field here. Lux Turner was 21st. Bronson McClure rounds it out. Levi Kitchen, solid moto win.
Thank you, Jason. Levi, better late than never there. We weren't sure if you were going to be able to mount
Pato was
charge,
docked 2
but
positions.
really
Hunter was docked 1.
You really sensed it, got to the front. Was that a game plan, or were you just kind of having to take it as it came?
No, I mean, I tried to be methodic, and then Seth actually upped his pace, so I was like, damn, he's going for it. So, yeah, I dropped the hammer with 2 laps to go, and I think my last lap might have been one of my best if I didn't let up. Like, I had finally put everything together, and dude, getting roosted the whole time is tough. So, yeah, looking forward to the second moto. Yeah, thanks to the whole Monster Energy team. I feel really good. So, the Pro Circuit team, sorry. Thank you.
Huh.
Good job. We'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, wait, he didn't say. I thought he said something else. Monster team.
The dirt and rocks off the rear tire of Hammaker for about 30 minutes in that moto. And the reason why is because Hammaker's been up front in nearly all these races this year. Going to end up second in this one. Let's talk to the friendly young man out of Pennsylvania. He is down with Will.
Seth, congratulations. Fantastic moto for you right from the beginning, getting that great start again. But unfortunately, in there, your teammate Levi Kitchen got the better of you. How tough was it to hold him off, and what was the difference maker at the end there?
Yeah, it was a pretty solid race. Got myself off to an amazing start. Made it easy on myself, but didn't really have the punch I needed in those first opening laps. Then kind of found it. Levi was coming on, and yeah, I think he had some better lines than myself, but yeah, once he got around me, I tried to make a push when I got the 2-lap card and caught some lappers, but no excuses. Levi was riding really good, so regroup for the second one, and yeah, I feel good. So rip another start like that, and let's go get it.
You'll get a solid end if you repeat that one. Congratulations, Seth Hammaker.
It's just sketchy with Seth because of the Epson bar he has.
Every class races twice in a day.
At any race, he could just.
Riders will be back in a little over an hour. You can watch that live on Peacock, and they'll determine the overall winner for the day and who gets the big trophy. As for the series, headed all the way east to Mount Morris, Pennsylvania, south of Pittsburgh. That's next Saturday, and the first weekend off. Buchanan, Michigan, near South Bend, Indiana, will be the July 4th celebration for the championship. That title will be handed out in Indiana in August in the playoffs. Gritty ride to the podium for Joe Shimoda. Here he is.
Well, I'm sure you're happy with the third after the way that moto started. Seems like just the starts and that crash on the early laps ruined any chance to maybe get a little further, but walk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, to be honest, like the start weren't that good, but I think the intensity on the first couple laps was okay, like I was moving forward and I made a little mistake. The rear end slid like really hard, and yeah, just had to fight back, but yeah, tweak some little bit of motorcycle and then come back stronger for next moto.
All right, we'll see you at Moto 2.
Yeah, I agree with Joe. That was a good ride. So that's the 250 Moto 1. The 450 riders, as promised, now back on the gate for their final race of the afternoon. The first race an hour ago was absolutely spectacular.
Quick halftime because I got WMX.
Jumping into this series as a guest, a solid runner-up ride. We'll meet him and his brother after the break.
A lot has changed over the last 60 years. Phones are smarter. And coffee got a lot more complicated.
Can I have a non-fat, double-tall latte, light milk, and a little bit of caramel?
But through it all, one thing hasn't changed. Chapman Automotive still makes it easy to find your next vehicle. Chapman Automotive, making it easy since 1966. Now with more than 20 locations statewide.
She's here. Hide. Next up, Wemby rookie card.
No way.
Bidding starts now. Chen Mint. It's heating up. This is your last opportunity. 3, 2, 1. Sold.
Milo?
I won. Surprise!
Watch live, shop live.
Oh, fuck.
On eBay Live.
Gotta mute that. Forgot. Try and get the scoop on. Oh, come on. Damn, Marchbank's third in that moto because Hunter lost a spot. Hampshire to fifth. Schlesinger to sixth and Prado to seventh. Egan down to 11th.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Welcome back, Monster Energy SMX Pro Motocross from Colorado, and the fans have been treated to some great riding from some guest stars in the series. Now, in the sport of motocross, there are really two parallel championships. There's the FIM MXGP Championship based in Europe. They race around the world. The stars there are these twins, 19 years old, Lucas Kunin on the bigger 450 and Sasha on the smaller 250. It has been a dream of them to come race pro motocross in America, and today is their first day to get to do that. The results have been impressive, but really they're just happy to be here, excited about getting their chance to race in the U.S.
Hi, I'm Sashpir. I'm 90 years old. I'm older than 1 minute. And we're twins. We're twins. We started riding together like at 7 we started. We just started off in a field at 50 cc's and just, I want to
What kind of twin? I forget the name for the twins that they're twins, but they don't look, they're not identical.
Racing, we started in 2016, so 10 years ago. Yeah, now it's like a family thing, all three together working, and it's a dream. Since we were kids, we were looking to this. Our dream was to come race here in America, let's say, since we started motocross. From Europe, obviously, we have a championship in MXGP, but the dream was always, we watched the Supercross, motocross over in the US when it was the time of James, you know, all those greats. So we kind of had a dream to come over, but when you're from Europe, you gotta start first in Europe and try to make the step to see. And now at least we have finally the opportunity to come over and live the dream. I'm leading the championship in Europe. I won quite a lot also, so I got 2 overalls. This year is my first time I lead a MXGP championship. It's not always easy, but the good thing is that I'm still learning. I'm young. To be consistent and be there every weekend, that's the most important thing. Last weekend we made history, let's say, with me and my brother to win on the same weekend, to win all motos and also to have the red plate. Me in the 250 class and me in the 450, so yeah. This was the first one and was a special one, a perfect weekend. That our dream is to race American Championship.
And Lucas was second in his first race earlier today, has a shot to win the weekend overall, which would be amazing. If he can go out and win this second race, which is upcoming, he could be the winner in his first race in this series. And it was an absolutely spectacular battle to get there. We'll give you the highlights of that in a bit. Moto 2 upcoming.
This has been the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Oh, damn. That's going to be a big one right here. Yeah, Hymus, what the fuck we doing? That's good comment right there. Commercials. Dude, people are on Twitter talking shit about that penalty. Me, I could give a fuck less about it. Feel a strong race from him. I didn't think he was gonna win the title this year anyway, so I'm back. Took me longer than expected. Oh, you good, man? You just missed. Deegan got docked 7 positions. Hunter got docked 1. Prado got docked 2. I'm saying people are mad about it. I could give a fuck less. Oh, they ended up giving him yeah, they did. Dropped him to 11th place. Hunter dropped to 4th, and then Prado dropped to 7th.
Race day experience to the next level. Download the official SMX World Championship app. You can gain access to live timing and scoring, breaking news, exclusive race day insights, and more, all on that app. So download the SMX World Championship app today. So much to talk about in this sport. Pro Motocross Championship is the center of what is essentially a 3-discipline run to the SMX World Championship. Supercross in the stadiums, these Pro Motocross tracks outdoors, and then the combination.
Is Bobby at the Coonan truck yet? It's funny as fuck.
Championship playoffs will begin September 12th in Columbus, Ohio, then Saturday, September 19th in Los Angeles. And for the first time ever, the Thunder Ridge Nature Arena, a world-class outdoor and concert venue, will bring you that Monster Energy World Championship on September 26th. But the Pro Motocross Championship is darn exciting in its own right, and the big boys in the 450 class are coming.
They just gave out more penalties this race than they did all year. LMFAO, yeah.
This copyrighted broadcast of the SMX World Championship may not be retransmitted.
All right, so I think Lucas is gonna have a bad moto this one, and I think Sasha's gonna have a better second moto.
Consent of MX Sports Pro Racing.
The twins are gonna flip. I'm probably wrong as fuck, but hey, funny to guess.
60 years. Phones are smarter. And coffee got a lot more complicated.
Can I have a non-fat, double tall latte, light milk, and a little bit of caramel?
But through it all, one thing hasn't changed. Chapman Automotive still makes it easy to find your next vehicle. Chapman Automotive, making it easy since 1966. Now with more than 20 locations statewide.
And for the final course, we have the fees.
Oh no. Who will eat the fees?
Grubhub will eat the fees.
Grubhub will eat the fees.
That's what I say.
No more fees on restaurant orders over 50.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today.
Oh, dude, these commercials are kidding. Come on, man. Commercials, man. Here we go. 7 minutes till gate drop.
Welcome back, Monster Energy SMX World Championship and Pro Motocross in Thunder Valley. Two giant mountains around us here surrounding this motocross track.
Yeah, I got you.
And boy, there's been a mountain of information coming your way in this 450 division. Jason Wygant, James Stewart here to recap it. So this series has been owned by the Lawrence brothers, Hunter and Jet, the last couple years there. 1-2 in the series last year, 1-2 to start the year this year. The challengers are getting closer, but they seem to find a way somehow to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, the question is coming into this season, but I mean, even this race, could anybody challenge the brothers? And so far this season, they haven't. But that changed that first moto, which we're going to show here in a minute, with Hayden Deegan and some other guys coming over.
Yes, this is over an hour ago. Jet Lawrence gets to the early lead on the number 1. Cooper Webb, a good start on the number 2. There's Hunter Lawrence, also in red, going to make the move for second, but this time Hayden Deegan, the young star moving into the 450 class, makes the pass for second.
Yeah, Hayden Deegan was doing great, and then he makes a mistake. He actually made a few mistakes, but this is the one that cost him.
Yeah, I gotta be mindful. I gotta be mindful of the volume.
White stakes. You cannot do that in motocross. Later in the race, Hunter Lawrence is running second. He goes down, ends up sliding back to third, but it was Jet Lawrence winning again. But you see that KTM number 109 behind him, 104 is me. Lucas Kunin coming to play.
But it should be good right there.
To the rear fender of Jet Lawrence.
I feel like I went too high when I turned it up right now, but I turned down a little bit. It should be good right there.
Not just Hayden Deegan for what you saw there, also Hunter Lawrence a penalty. He moves back from 3rd to 4th, and Jorge Prado loses 2 spots. He goes back to 7th. So we'll move Garrett Marchbanks up from 4th to 3rd. And each one of these races individually pays championship points. That's a tough deal for Deegan to take a 7-position penalty. So we're going to find out more details.
Yeah, somebody just asked. No, and I appreciate it, Joe, because I mean, that's why I kind of turned it down, because you know I got a little comfortable. And you're right. I appreciate it, man. 5 minutes till gate drop.
That's correct. It's actually the same penalty for all 3 riders. We had to go back and race director reviewed that moto of how many times they actually took that line. That was the determining factor. So in the rule book, it's pretty clear that the riders must remain on the marked course.
I bet.
Even if those markers are knocked down, they have to stay on the original course. That's how that rule reads. So every time they cut inside those markers, it's actually a 1-position penalty every time they do that.
So Deegan, it was each lap essentially that he did that? Was it 7 times?
Essentially, yes.
Got it. Okay. And we can show you this right here. So this is considered out of bounds, Mike?
That is, those original markers are gone, but they were up. They are inside where they originally were. So as soon as he does that, that's considered gaining an advantage on a track cut. So every time they cut that, and as well as the other riders did the same thing, that's a position penalty every time.
Was it the same section where Prado and Lawrence went off?
It was. Yep. Hunter did it once. We have. Jorge did it twice, and Hayden we have 7 times.
Gotcha. Thanks for the information, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Well, that'll affect the overall, who gets the better finishes combining the 2 motos together and the championship points. And
I don't really care about it.
Factors as well, including this racetrack. So let's send it to Jason Thomas with the MX versus ATV Legends track report.
Thank you, Jason. Well, Thunder Valley lies at almost 6,000 feet of elevation, and that wreaks havoc on a combustion engine simply because of the lack of oxygen, and it changes the way that riders have to go about racing this racetrack. Maybe more than anything, it's the start. This is the only racetrack that these guys will face in all 31 rounds of Super Motocross.
They should put the banner close to the turn.
They
should put the banner close to the turn,
riders are creatures of habit. They have a starting routine. This throws that all out of whack. And I'm going to show you an example, just what can happen because of the lack of familiarity. Now, Jet Lawrence, he hole shotted earlier today. Watch him here, simply going from first up, trying to get to second. He misses a shift, goes into neutral. That likely won't happen again, but shows you what can happen. That would never happen normally, but simply going to first gear here can change the routine. So watch for that in Moto 2.
Many factors in these races, and they have been very close this year as well. The Lawrences, Kunin, Deegan, and more racing after the break.
All right, 2 minutes. Last time we're muting. I think it's going to be a dope-ass moto right now. We had D, and everybody was talking, oh, Dean got humbled. I mean, I said he got humbled last week, too. I definitely was one person who said he was humbled. But I also said he was going to start talking eventually again. I just didn't think he was going to start talking this fast. He knows he's getting better. People talking shit about AMA right now. I mean, it's in the rule book. So it is what it is. And everybody else, the other guys got docked too, so. Oh, nope. Still commercial. Here we go.
Sport of motocross on this starting line. KTM keys to the
Remember,
Stewart.
live board is a little faster than broadcast.
Basically, anybody outside of the Lawrence, they needed to stop these two brothers. They went 1 and 2
30-second
this
board
first
up.
race. So far, they've been here to play, but nobody's been able to stop them yet.
Yes, the first moto, though, the likes of Lucas Kuhnen, the visitor from Belgium, Hayden Deegan, the young American, challenging them. And it could happen in this moto because they'll take the results from the race earlier today, combine it with this one to determine the overall winner in Thunder Valley. There is Kuhnen second in Moto 1, Lawrence the winner on the number 1. What's going to happen now? Great start for Jet Lawrence on the number 1.
Ian right there too.
And his brother is right there, the 96, Hunter Lawrence.
Better start for Lucas Kuhnen.
Turn it up. That's the highest I could go, dude.
Bad jump out of that gate and just got fooled by the
Well, I could go up higher on this one.
Honda boys, but
That's it. That's as high as I could go right there.
Aaron Plessinger, his temporary teammate for the weekend, can have 1, 2, 3.
Honda boys up front.
So it's 2 Hondas in red, 2 orange KTM's, Plessinger on the
Prado,
7.
Kuhnen. Oh!
Oh no! And just like that, Hunter Lawrence.
Hunter down.
Bummer for Hunter. That's a tough position to be in. Opening lap. They put a little bit of water down.
I don't know what's up with the live board.
Easily that can happen, but that's going to be costly for him because he came into this moto only 1 point ahead of his brother after the penalty. So Hunter's got to get to work.
He has the red plate on the bike because he was the championship leader coming in. That is an uncharacteristic mistake from the very consistent 96. So he's got work to do.
I don't know what's going on with the live board. Even Rocky Mountain live board's up, down right now.
Trying to see where Hayden's running about 7th right now. So.
And shout out, you see in green, Garrett Marchbanks. A lot of penalties to other riders in that moto. Marchbanks is the one that got credited with 3rd.
Hey, Chet, Kuhnen, AP, Webb, Hunter, Hampshire, Deegan, Prado, Smith, Marchbanks. Deegan up to 5th.
Depending on how it unfolds, but right now, Jet Lawrence doing what he does. A lot of concern for him coming into this championship off of a very serious foot and ankle injury. Was not his normal self at the opening round 2 weeks ago, but he won last weekend, and he's in control early today.
Yeah, the live boards are all fucked.
If you're Jet, you know, the one thing, if we heard him on the podium, he said that, you know, it wasn't his foot, he just needed to find the flow. Well, he kind of found it at the end of that first moto, so the scary part for all these other guys is that he comes out a little bit different track, and he finds that flow a lot earlier, and he's going to find it if you give him this gap, as he got about 2.5 seconds over Lucas Kuhnen.
So Kuhnen, the 19-year-old, leading the MXGP Championship based in Europe. What a performance, jumping into racing in Pro Motocross in America for the first time. Now there is Hunter Lawrence, who went down on that first lap with that orange-yellow gear, challenging RJ Hampshire. That crash bumped him from 2nd to 7th.
Yeah, you're going to watch some of the different lines. Hunter Lawrence, as he should have a run up. RJ right here. RJ starts to close.
Yeah, no problem, man.
RJ's been around the block before, but Hunter had a great run. Tried again. And I believe
Hunter, come on. Ooh.
in front of both of them. So the 96 understands I I need to get moving, and this is at a same section that he went down early. You notice that he didn't go inside there. He followed RJ to the outside, and that, to me, believes that that corner has to be a lot wetter than we can see on TV.
Inside's just too tough right now.
Yeah, it's too tough. Otherwise, he would have just dove to the inside. He probably would have had that pass made,
So checking in on Hayden Deegan here, he's battling his teammate Webb on the number 2. Deegan has that blue and yellow gear. And just ahead of Hampshire on the 24. Two battles starting to collide now. This Hampshire-Lawrence battle, and then Webb and Deegan right ahead of them. That's 4th.
Here we go.
7th.
There it is.
If you're Hunter Lawrence, what you want, you know, hey, Deegan's going to be upset after what happened, the penalty, because he felt, hey, fair game, right? Everybody else is taking it.
Yep.
You know, he's probably going to be upset as he's able to get around Cooper Webb.
I think Webb waved him by. I saw Webb take a hand off in that corner. Not sure maybe if he was getting a little tight in the arms or if it was a wave. And there goes Lawrence.
Yeah, probably Cooper's pulling a tear off, got cross-threaded nonetheless.
Okay. Hunter Lawrence not messing around. He's going for 2 passes now, and he has it.
Yeah, great moves by Hunter Lawrence to be able to make that pass. We see how difficult it is for guys to get around. And actually, Hunter, over the last couple laps, he's made quite a bit of passes. Earlier, we were saying Garrett Marchbanks is right in front of him. So him to be able to get back up, now he's in 5th. Hayden Deegan right in front of him.
Hampshire, the veteran out of Florida on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. And then a big pass.
Just no mistakes this time, please, right?
Motocross is known for 40 riders on the track, and there are battles all over it. And Hunter Lawrence wants to get into another one. He has cleared Webb and Hampshire. He wants to get to Deegan. Klesick are running strong in 3rd.
Yeah, you can see these guys trying to tiptoe, especially this next moto. You see how Hunter Lawrence start losing the front end, and so they fix some of these sections by, you know, cleaning it up because all the rust, but when they do that, they bring all that loose stuff back on top. So partly why Hunter Lawrence probably went down. Really, really slippery racetrack right now.
Prado about to pass Webb too.
On the 26th, making moves. He's all over Webb.
You know, these guys ain't strangers. You go back to the Supercross, they've had some incidents, let's just say the least. So Cooper Webb, I don't think he'll be raising the hand up to let Jorge buy this moto.
Almost had another one right there. Front wheel from Prado, awfully close to the leg of the number 2 of Webb, veteran out of North Carolina.
Yeah, Webb's gonna want to ride the bike. Oh
and
no.
There's Prado, the Spaniard, found a line to the inside.
What a move by Jorge. Cooper stood it up in that corner. Jorge dove to the inside. And
interesting scenario for Prado.
Yeah.
Multi-time champion.
I was saying after the podium, he can probably get 5th or 6th overall.
Very strong second place finish.
Still keeps him in 3rd. Look where Prado's at, 7th, and he has a DNF. He was 17 that race. He's 7th right now. I forget what he was first moto, but
a little closer to the front on that 26.
then Chase is out. Jay Coop's out.
Because clearly he's still good enough to win these races and fight for this championship. But at the same time, it's like he goes down. He has that bike mechanical last weekend, bad start on the outside, and sometimes his riding not necessarily indicative on how his results. His results is not matching his riding. So hopefully he can continue that attitude to keep fighting. Just remember how good he's riding, because I hate to see him kind of bow out this early because of some incidents.
Marchbanks on that green Kawasaki making moves. Again, he is the one credited with 3rd in the first race earlier today due to all the penalties. He's not done. Going after Prado.
Yeah, we saw Garrett a lot of times last year in the 250 class. He would just seem to come out of nowhere using these outside lines, throwing those legs out, and really railing this, using that momentum around the racetrack. And I think the way this track is being slippery, it might help a rider like Garrett using these outside because of his long leg. He kind of uses that to balance. And so far, 3rd that first moto and top 10 this next one. It might be a good day for Kawasaki, which they need.
Yeah, they lost his teammate Chase Sexton, a big crash yesterday, so Sexton not competing today.
Such a gnarly crash. That shit hurt my ankles and knees watching Chase crash. I want to see Jet break his other ankle. Oh, that's messed. Nah. We don't want to see that. Deegan's 1.9 from AP.
Getting the bike where they need it to be. Garrett told me, I have never tested so much in my entire life, and it was a good feeling for him for that finally to be coming together, and it's showing in the results. And And the team spoke to me and said, hey, this is us, yes, but it's a combination too. This is about Garrett in his comfortable place. They're referring to him racing outdoors here in Pro Motocross. He just said his confidence building. They can see it. It's boosting the team morale. It's boosting Garrett's morale. And these results just keep building off the back of it.
And the team will have said they're very impressed with the testing abilities of Marchbanks. James, you can speak to that. All the riders will try different parts of the motorcycles, but not everyone's created equal as far as understanding what the bike is doing and what they need.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just watched got a shot of Lucas and then Sasha Kunin, and they're twins, but they're completely different personalities of how they ride a motorcycle. So you can imagine that as teammates. Yeah, you can help each other out, but Garrett rides a lot different than Chase. So maybe what doesn't work for Chase works for Garrett, and I think it's important for the team to keep that morale up.
I don't want to see him break anything, but mistakes would be nice. There you go. I'm with that one.
The team will get better, the bike will get better, and Garrett's now starting to believe after he's going up against Jorge Prada, trying to make that pass for 7th spot.
Great racing here. Enjoy the sounds of the SMX World Championship.
Oh, digging 0.8 from AP. .6. They need to make that banner smaller, right? Oh, that one's huge as fuck, actually. I didn't realize it. Ooh. All right, Deegan got by AP. You got 9 seconds from Kunin. Yup. All right, you got 19.5 minutes left. 9.4 seconds to see if he could catch up to Kunin.
This is Hayden Deegan, the young phenom of pro motocross in America, making moves. So he was penalized in the first moto today. That gave him the 11th position on the start grid, the 11th gate pick. Bad start. During the break, made a move on Aaron Plessinger. That will move him up to 3rd. The 20-year-old, maybe the Monster Energy rider, check in with some of the athletes on the track right now. Deegan's in 3rd. There's Jet Lawrence in the lead.
I mean, he possibly could get to 2nd.
Over Lucas Kunin, Deegan 13 seconds back. That check-in on the Monster Energy back riders. You got Deegan 3rd, Marchbanks running well.
I mean, he could do it.
8th right now, Cooper Webb back to 9th. Here is the leader, Jet Lawrence. Injured or not, 100% or not, figuring out ways to get it done each weekend.
Yeah, Jet looks to me a little bit better this moto. You got to assume that he's probably a little bit more warmed up, figured out that track that last lap, and since Lucas is not putting too much pressure on him, he's able to explore, run these lines, and we'll say great ride by Hayden Deegan.
Oh.
And it goes to my point of how slippery this racetrack is, and I think that's why you get that cat and mouse where guys are so close and then they just lose it. Simple mistake like that, Hayden Deegan almost goes down, but saves it.
Plessinger, the cowboy as the fans call him here. He is a wild man off the track. So fun, so
Definitely
friendly.
enough time left, so we'll see. Yeah. He just keeps making these little mistakes.
He usually walks out beside the truck to take selfies, get a little closer to the fans. Saw him having a great time this afternoon, even though he's
Damn, Lucas and Jet just both won 2:04.
How long can he hang on to fourth? Because the number 7 is going to have to deal with Hunter Lawrence, who's closing in.
Yeah, Aaron, it's good to see him up here. Took my kids to Daytona this year, and they saw Aaron. They literally almost jumped out the truck trying to get his autograph. I'm not even the most popular 7 in my house.
That was your racing number.
That was it. So I was number 7. I let Aaron have it, and he took me over in the Stewart household.
Well, fourth might get taken over by Hunter Lawrence, who fell early in this race. Hunter came in as the championship leader, but if it ends like this, Jet Lawrence will take over the series lead. A good day for Hunter, but 2 costly mistakes. A crash late in the first race, a crash early in the second race. And if you look at the left side,
Yeah, I mean, look how good that first moto was until he wrecked.
goggle lens starting to flap around.
Looked better than last
One
week.
loose, or does that mean maybe he's got the whole thing? Next time we see Hunter, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll pay attention. A lot of times those guys, they'll go to pull it, and there's 2 tabs on it, so you have to pull it all the way off, and it's easy to just pull one because you're trying to get your hands back on there, and that's what leaves that tear off flapping. So good thing with Hunter, this track is not a sticky racetrack, so even if he doesn't have any, he could probably wipe some of the stuff off because the soil's not sticking to his face like some other racetracks.
And he either pulled the tear off or wiped right there in midair. JT.
Watching Jet Lawrence here, and he's just out there doing Jet things. What I mean by that is he's so responsive to any attack from behind him. Lucas Kunin, 2 or 3 laps ago, put in his best lap, tried to mount what looked
Track
like a
is
charge.
slick
Immediately,
and deep rutted.
Jet went out
Yeah.
and put in his best lap right behind it. So he's very good at this, and what seems like a battle could be mounting, I think Jet always just has a little bit in his back pocket to be able to answer that. It's been kind of the calling card of his career.
I talked to his father, Darren, this morning, and this has been a long-going conversation because, to your point, JT, we've seen Jet ride that way for several years now, and a lot of it is energy management. The idea for Hunter and Jet is they will use the energy in bursts when they need it, but they're not going to waste it when they don't. And a lot of times, it looks like someone's got a hook in them,
Yeah.
and then they use the burst when they have to.
Well, I think he's using a burst right now.
Okay.
You know, the way he's going down that hill, you see some of the chatter out of his bike. To me, that's telling he's starting to charge because I think he senses that maybe if he can get another second or 2, maybe Lucas would be happy just being here in America, leave Jet alone. But he's got to put in that time just like he did last weekend.
All right, the burst from Lawrence. Can he outlast Kunin halfway through this moto? A reminder, stock up on a Monster Energy drink. Lawrence has the gap a little over 4 seconds. And the injury to his right foot. You see he has to take off the peg to clear that rut there. And a lot of people wondering how he would perform this summer. He could be taking over the point lead today, Will.
Taking over the point lead with that injury, as you said, and not riding his usual style, adapting to his new kind of way of riding, his new way of having to use his foot, as we see Darren Lawrence's father there in the box, lower right. We didn't know what we were going to see out of Jet Lawrence, like you said, Jason, coming in, but he spoke to me
Yeah,
yesterday.
Jet and Lucas are
you in
fucking
pain while you're
flying,
riding?
dude.
He said certain things when he talked about riding on the ball of his foot and that ankle flexing.
Egan and Hunter are running the same lap times, 206s, but those other 2, goddamn.
Right foot kind of on the heel, and that sort of right toe tips out. We talked about a little bit earlier, that means there's potential for catching that toe, especially when it starts getting deeper ruts like this. And on top of that, he's had to change his week as well. He's only riding 1 day a week. He said that's likely to be for the foreseeable future, as he has to manage that kind of pain and make sure he gets it back to a sort of a neutral point where it's not getting any worse come race day. So
Hunter's 3.3 from Deegan.
this, James, and this level of performance when he's working around so many factors here.
Yeah, it is beautiful to watch. Now we're watching his brother finally gets up the inside of Aaron Plessinger. Great job by Hunter. He's got Hayden Deegan only a few seconds up the track, but yeah, you know, just going back to what we were just talking about with Jet. The one thing that he does, and I love it because this injury has caused him to learn a different way to win. And by doing these short bursts in this race, Jet knows that he understands, like, he's not going to pull away to a point to where it's going to drop, like go from 4 seconds to 7 seconds. But when he does these bursts, it's like a NBA team. A couple that you're hitting 3-pointers. It makes the other team start hitting 3-pointers, and in this position, what it's doing is making these other guys have to pick it up on a racetrack that is so slippery. By Jet picking that pace up makes them pick the pace up, which makes them make more mistakes. And that's
Are the twin brothers racing next weekend? I'm not sure.
Watch how he's attacking his racetrack.
Actually, really don't know that. I know they're doing a couple more, one or two more. I'm not sure.
Over Kunin, and he would be the point leader for how he looked in the first qualifying session of the year, where he was out of the top 10 in lap times.
I have family starting to roll in for birthday dinner, so I'm probably not going to be able to see the 252nd race. I'm probably not going to be doing the 252nd Moto 2. I got something I may have to do as well.
He's going to take the measure of Jet this moto, but this is a heck of a debut.
No, it absolutely is. And the one thing with Jet,
I don't think it's next weekend, but I'm not sure either.
Lucas is going to continue to respond like he is. I mean, when Jet goes fast, Lucas goes fast, and maybe he can do that to other guys, and what Jet that is, and break them. Lucas seems to be just steadily there, and if Jet makes one mistake, he's going to close in. So because these guys haven't raced each other, you don't know, and that's part of the thing, the game with the fear.
And Lucas did get it down to under 2 seconds at the checkered flag of the first race an hour ago. And you can see his
Deegan's in the 205s with Kunin and Jet now.
Yeah, he looks good, Will.
He does indeed, and we saw the two of them, him and his brother Sasha, there in that.
Deegan just put up his fastest lap.
That feature. I think I counted maybe 4 or 5 times throughout that feature. They talked about this being their dream to race in the US. And I asked them yesterday why. Why is that? They're leading their MXGPs back home. They've got their own titles going.
Got 10 minutes left.
They said,
18 seconds back.
Years old, sitting with our dad on the couch, watching you, James, go forward in a Supercross race.
Finally hitting 30. Okay, happy birthday to your grandma. And then, yeah, man, happy birthday for you coming up, too.
Dirt bikes until a year later. So this is all they've known.
Definitely happy birthday to the Grams, man.
6-year-old kids, and they are so excited when you speak to them to finally be doing this full circle. James, you calling that race for them, it's very special for them.
And that's awesome, and to know, like, you know, at my age.
Honestly, Lucas is doing a lot better than I thought, too.
To be able to be here in the U.S., but to have an effect on 2 kids in Belgium, to be able to change their livelihood or kind of what they want to do is an honor. So all the kids out there, you know, that's great. These two kids are living the dream. What they're doing over in Europe right now is phenomenal, record breaking, and then for him coming here, really cool. So it means a lot. Thank you.
And Lucas and Sasha will be back for 2 more races in America later this summer.
Okay, later this summer.
Hayden Deegan here in 3rd. So it got away. The penalty in the first moto, that was a big one in points, and then that results in a worse start position in this one. Do we still see signs of improvement in his 3rd full-time 450 race today?
Yes, improvement. I mean, to me, this second moto, I mean, even though he rode great that first one, this second moto is more impressive to me.
I would definitely consider coming over here full-time. I think, yeah, next year, I think they in, man. That's why KTM has to let AP go.
They're too far out front, but hey, Deegan's doing great, JT.
He is, and you know the biggest difference that I noticed, James? The first 2 races, the results were, I don't know, similar to what we're seeing here today, but he was okay with it. He was satisfied. He said, hey, we're going to continue to work. We'll get there. After that first moto, there was no satisfaction. There was no happiness. There was no settling. There was pure anger that he did not seal the deal in that first moto. That is a big difference in sentiment, and it shows you his target is changing. He wants to go win. But I think the first 2, he just realized he wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, no, and that's what we went off the air. I was like, that's what I was talking about, his attitude, and you can just hear it, and that goalpost is changing for them, and that only comes from being able to battle with those guys. Last weekend, he was battling with them, but he really wasn't. Today, he battled with these guys, and if he can get to this, hold off Hunter Lawrence for the 3rd, this moto is going to be great.
Big steps for the 450 rookie. There's Jet Lawrence. Got the lead up to 5.
He will be a serious problem once he gets used to the tracks and learns them if he's doing this good right now. Yep, I agree.
Stay with us.
I don't understand why they can't keep commentary on Peacock when it's commercial on NBC. Yeah, I know, right? I don't mind hearing the bikes though. That shit sounds sick. When do you think he will get a one? Washugo maybe? Maybe Southwick as well. He learned the right side. Hey, honestly, yeah. That's a good one. Southwick too.
Just look at the results.
Kitchen actually winning 250s now. I know. It only took Deegan lead the class for.
The title again last year, but this year there was some doubt with injury. Starting to erase those doubts. We go a little bit further back. Jorge Prado has made the move on his Red Bull KTM teammate Aaron Plessinger. The two riders on the orange motorcycles. Prado in 5th, Plessinger 6th. Garrett Marchbanks here, the 36. Going to follow Prado through. He has been shadowing Prado this whole race, and he goes by Plessinger again.
Yeah, you can start to see Aaron sit down a little bit, and that's because he missed a lot of racing this year. Being at altitude, this track is tough enough when you've been racing, so it's not surprising that Aaron's going to probably suffer a little bit in the second moto, but still, great job considering.
Ooh, Hunter's 2.7.
And Marchbanks just a steady climb in his first full 450 season. Was 3rd in the championship on the 250s last year, but then Prado was actually on this team last year. He left. They had an opening, so they moved Marchbanks up. Bit of a slow start to it in Supercross. Started to round into form toward the end, and more improvements here. We got the red cross flag out. That means no jumping with that rider down being attended to by the medics.
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Pace resumes for Prado and Marchbanks.
Yeah,
+2.
Both these guys are doing good. And just like the first motor, Jorge's kind of stuck in that no man's land. I mean, he has Garrett behind him, but there's really nobody in front of him after they made that pass of Aaron. He's got 10 seconds to Hunter Lawrence, so got to keep focused with 4 minutes left.
Hunter Lawrence at one point was 3 seconds down on Deegan. Deegan stretched it to about 5. Now Hunter beginning to close in just a little bit. 4 minutes and 2 laps to go. Could there be a fight for 3rd before this one is over? Here is Hunter inching up a bit on Deegan.
Yeah, you start to wonder how much of a chance that Hunter's going to take, but
ooh, he's 1.4.
Personal side comes in. You just want to continue to fight, and every point matters. And he's going to lose that red plate. Things stay the same to his brother, but those 2 points, you just saw it in Supercross. How 1 point managed to
0.9.
Anybody knows how important this pass might be for long-term. It's Hunter Lawrence.
Absolutely. Hunter and Ken Roxon went down to the wire in the stadium Monster Energy Supercross season. And this crowd sensing a late battle between Deegan and Lawrence. And that will be 2 championship points on the line here. Difference between a 3rd and a 4th. Oh, Hunter's closing rapidly now.
Yeah, we've kind of seen this all day. Guys make a mistake as Hunter ducks his head. He's able to close in, but on this track, closing in on a guy and passing him is another different story. And as long as Hayden makes through these corners, it's going to be hard for Hunter. They got to slow down here because of that red cross flag.
And now back up to speed. Plenty of time here. 4 laps to go. This is Hutch, who's Grant Hutcherson filling in, I believe, as a mechanic today for Hunter. And he goes back to work.
Yeah, Hayden Deegan's a smart rider as well. I mean, we've seen him do the same thing.
Hunter looking down.
Doing out front. Let Hunter catch you. He's going to be there. Maybe let him catch you. You put a push. Maybe Hunter makes a mistake because it seems like as soon as Hunter got there, Hayden picked that pace up.
Absolutely.
He's going to try to fight it to the end.
Okay, so now we know Deegan has something left in the tank to dig with. Hunter does not want to let this go, though.
Hunter's charging now.
Saw Hayden come up that hill. That
Stevie
takes so
Weavy.
much energy.
Fucking you a lifesaver. Love it, brother. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you stopping through.
Strictly uphill. A lot of energy.
Minute 50 seconds left, plus 2. Hunter 0.9 seconds back from Deegan.
Hunter to the outside. It's going to be the inside of the next turn. Not close enough.
Yeah, he really can't do anything because there's nothing for him to bank off of. So Hunter wants to get on the gas, but it's completely loose out there. So he has to wait. Now he's starting to set those passes up, finding some different lines because I believe he's going to have to.
Hunter's going to get him.
Line that he hasn't done to get around Hayden. Hayden's going to run those same ones.
Clock is ticking. When it goes to 0, there'll be 2 laps to go. You see the clock on the upper left. Different line here. Almost side by side.
Yep, now Hunter has the option. Hayden did a great job. See, there was that
inside in contact. Got it.
Nice pass.
Now that pass was set up going down that hill because of that option, but now, Hunter, you better get away. You know that 38, he loves
He's 1.6.
Oh yeah, Danger Boy. He likes that type of combat. Hunter locking it down.
Great recovery by Hunter. He missed this rut. We're still getting a good job at trying to stay on the inside.
Show you this pass again.
You're going to see now Hunter's just a little bit wide. Now he's going to set up and didn't think he was going to have the pass, but when Hayden had that little hesitation, Hunter saw that opportunity and he knew he was going to make contact. And the worst thing that was going to happen was the 38 was going to go down. Hunter Lawrence made a strong pass into that 3rd position.
So when you calculate the 2 races together, it's going to put Hunter
laps
Lawrence
left.
3rd for the day, Lucas Kunin 2nd, Jet Lawrence would have the win, and the championship points you can see on the lower left. Jet Lawrence.
It's a good race for him, dude. He's building.
Would have been a 9-point gap.
He's up there with the Lawrences and Kunin, man. You know what I mean? Those are the best of the best, though.
Oh, and just like that,
Hunter's down.
again.
Yeah, I was just listening to Hayden's bike, and the reason that was caused because I believe Hunter knew he wanted to break Hayden. He's got to pick this bike up.
And his bike, oh, there it goes.
Here comes Prado and Marchbanks, who are still battling.
Wow.
Now, how hard is it to get back up to pace?
Yeah, what Hunter's got to do is at least keep Jorge behind him right now and maybe take a break because he knows 4th is going to be where he's going to finish this moto.
Wow.
Break in these one-line race sections as he almost
wow.
Again. Wow. That's a tough break. Will.
James, I'm looking at this. We've seen this kind of back and forth between Hunter Lawrence and Hayden Deegan here through both of the motos. They've both kind of gotten the better of each other. There's been mistakes, there's been penalties. This is a bit of a mental chess match. When you
this is a big battle between Hunter and Deegan.
Who got the better of who? Who has the mental advantage now going into the next round?
Well, I mean, it's a hard question. I do believe both of them are mentally strong in 2 different ways. I just, after what happened in Supercross with Hunter to bounce back that first race, I don't think there's anything that can really get to him. You know, and Hayden Deegan, I feel like with him, he's gained that confidence. So as I say, it's hard to tell because nothing's going to change with Hunter. Hunter's going to be Hunter, but Hayden Deegan's going to gain. How does that play out throughout the season? I would say the biggest winner today.
Yeah, Deegan's going to get 6th overall. See? I was right.
Hurt him in between that moto. Now, even though he's going to beat Hunter because Hunter goes down, he still has a win. But they still chase.
They're both going to be pissed for the rest of the night.
Figure out this scenario, and nobody has so far this year yet.
Yes, that's Jet Lawrence up front. But Deegan, after that first race, said he thought Jet was looking back. Jet knows he's there. You're starting to hear the comments.
Jet was fucking looking back. If you watch the race, I'm not saying it was for Deegan. I'm not saying that, but he was looking back a few times. You never really see that with Jet. And I'm not saying that was he could be looking back for his brother, for Lucas, Prado.
Last weekend, he knew the pace with the Lawrence. He got to ride with him, got to battle with him, but he knew he wasn't close. Today, he's going to go off that first moto and be like, I could have had him. I made these mistakes. The second moto, I felt like I rode better. End up, losing a little bit of ground. So I think there's more positive stuff. If things would have changed, I would have beaten this guy compared to last weekend where he was like, yeah.
I don't think Deegan will be too mad. Talks a lot, and I'm sure he would love to win, but he also knows this is a learning year. Dude, and it's an amazing learning year.
Yeah, just to add to that thought a little bit. I kind of felt like Hayden was better in race 1 just due to the track conditions. You know, he still wants to be really aggressive with his throttle application, and I just felt like he was a little more equipped for the fight.
I mean, he beat Hunter today. Not the overall, but you know what I mean?
But some of that I just think is due to the track going away a little bit, and you need a little bit more throttle control in race 2, and Hayden hasn't really mastered that quite yet on the 450.
Yeah, no,
I'll be able to tell you right now after the I'll be able to tell you right now. Thanks to Moto Pivot.
All those mistakes that he made on the track to have better traction, it seemed like he got better this moto. So I don't know if the team went back and figured out some things, made some changes, but he looked more just solid and he made his way up. Hunter was definitely going to get the better of him at this moto, but to me, that I see an improvement. I like what I see.
Well, Jet Lawrence likes what he sees, James. White flag, 1 lap to go. He has outlasted the challenge for the very capable visitor, the young Lucas Kunin, who will end up second. And Hunter is barely clinging to that.
So right now,
podium spot is Jet's barely clinging to the racetrack there at the top of that hill. Marchbanks has been shadowing Prado the entire race. If Marchbanks
he's top 5 with the speed. Then lap 13, 7th fastest, 16th the worst. It's his worst lap, 9th fastest.
If he can't make the pass, Hunter Lawrence will hang on. And well done. Welcome to America, Lucas Kunin. He wasn't able to solve Jet Lawrence, but look, Jet has won. This is incredible. 26 out of the 30 races he has been in 450 Pro Motocross. So solving this riddle, not easy.
Hayden's about.
No, it's not, but I'm impressed.
I mean, he's third speed.
You know, we talked about it earlier. He's winning his championship over in Europe, and I'm sure as happy as the team want him to succeed, they don't want any.
Hunter likes to sit back, analyze, and then capitalize at the right second. Him and Deegan, though, were having a fist fight today, though. Back and forth, like they were saying on the broadcast. What's the chart? Let you know who had, you know, Jet had the fastest lap. Lap 1, lap 2, 2nd. You know, that's what all this is. This is gap to leader progression.
The state of the sport quite good when you got this type
You have your lap time chart, your position chart.
Lucas Kunin, who would like to be able to race
This is Moto Pivot. I'm not sponsored by them, but their site really has a lot of info.
But Jet Lawrence, the story remains the same. Hurt or not, when he is on the racetrack in 450 Pro Motocross, he's about as close to unbeatable as you can be.
Hunter's
home 2 weekends in a row.
got it down to 4.8, but it's last lap.
Shows the number 1 and shows why. Still dominant, still the man. Jet Lawrence conquers Thunder Valley and Pro Motocross. And Lucas Kunin, in his first Pro Motocross race in America, second in both motos, very impressive. Deegan is going to outlast Hunter Lawrence. There was a good battle, then Lawrence crashed. Deegan will take 3rd in this individual race. Will likely be 6th overall due to the crashes and penalty in Moto 1.
I'm looking at the background. I believe
was Hunter putting in one last charge? He was. Cut the gap back down about in half. There's
Yeah, but
Prado, and Marchbanks was not able to get
they always meet right, Jet.
that Hunter Lawrence is on the podium. And more congratulations to the young talents, the Australian Lawrence and the Belgian native Lucas Kunin. Look at these stats. 26 out of 30 in overall wins and 48 out of 60 in the individual race wins.
Look at his face. Look at his face. That's Jet Lawrence that I saw win last year. And I would tell you this, I would be scared if that was those boys. The way he won this race, a lot different than he won the other 2. He believes now.
They had him on the ropes.
Good battles.
But he showed he
Good fucking battles.
Jet Lawrence.
Gap to leader progression. Let's see. Hayden stayed around the 3rd.
So I hammer the rudder and we go perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
That's nothing. I took the heavy dog at plus money. They went vertical out of the gate. Then they got
5th place start, ends up at 3rd.
Tower, we got a loser on our sides.
Negative Tower, his win is a go. With Bet365's early payout,
What do I see?
Get paid out early with Bet365.
Jet is an amazing rider, but he's such a boring person. Yeah. He needs more personality. But when he did try to have personality, let me mute this. I mean, yeah, he did make a mistake saying that stupid shit way back when, but people were just like on his case. That's why all the interviews and everything stopped for a while. Oh, I'm an idiot. I think I forgot to take a fucking screenshot of Moto. Yeah, I did. Whatever. So here's the placing. So yeah, Deegan beat Hunter today. I think we're gonna see a lot of Hunter and Deegan battles. Thought it was gonna be Prado versus Deegan, but it looks like Deegan and Hunter. Well, not I mean, obviously, yeah, Hunter, but they're just on a different level than Prado. Jet though, Jet a beast. And the reason why I would say I'm gonna put Hunter a little lower tier than Jet because I mean, the last couple weeks qualifying and practice and everything. Last week, Hunter was looking sketchy. Second in the race, but still, he had a lot of sketchy moments. This race, a lot of sketchy moments. Jet, the dude's on his dick. That's the final boss right there.
The Pro Motocross Championship is brought to you by Fly Racing, Fearless Pursuit, and by KTM, Ready to Race.
People talk a lot about Deegan and his personality, but he lays into it. That's what you need to do. Yeah.
Welcome back, Pro Motocross, to the Monster Energy SMX
Making this,
World
he's bringing a,
Championship
he's making a lot of money with this shit.
Lawrence on top 2 weeks in a row and serving notice. Hurt or not, he's hard to stop. Let's talk to him.
No matter, I'm not a Deegan lover. He is absolutely getting so much better and kills me to admit it. Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't knock it. Just like Jet's getting back to being like Jet. I'm not gonna call him an alien like everybody else, but these guys are getting better every week.
Jet's back, but you've come back this weekend and stamped down a day when you said Moto 1, you weren't even really flowing. So what does that do to the confidence? Where are you now with 3 rounds down?
Yeah, I felt a lot better in that one. I had some better lines, a bit better of a flow. It's a really shitty track, and like your traction's just not like there at all. Like you think you have some, but then you don't. So really tricky. Props to Lucas.
I'm out though going to eat dinner this. I'm out though going to go eat this dinner. I will catch you guys next weekend. All right, Joe.
How weird the dirt is. He did really
Have a good
well,
celebration
so
with your family, man.
Props to him. But yeah, good 1-1 weekend, and yeah, was happy with that.
When you're working around the injury like you still are, learning what to do and how to adapt, what kind of challenges did this track in particular with the deeper ruts throw at you here today?
Honestly, I'm kind of getting more used to riding with it. You know, I don't have to think about it too much. I'm getting used to riding on like that arch on my foot, so it's honestly getting a little easier with riding, but still not fully using it. But it's yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell with this track. It wasn't the best, but no, foot was still good enough to try and get a 1-1.
Clearly it was. It's looking easier and easier for you, and we're getting more and more used to you bringing that back up here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Monster Energy race recap will show you how Jet Lawrence got it done. Great start. He's got Hunter Lawrence, his teammate, right behind him. A better start for the KTMs here, Plessinger and Kunin.
Yeah, this is the opening lap. Hunter Lawrence going to dive to the inside. They put a little bit of water down, and Jet, you just heard him saying how tricky this racetrack is with all the loose soil. It was hard for him. Hunter goes down, loses positions. Then it was Lucas Kunin getting around Aaron Plessinger early in that first lap. Also made a pass on Hunter when Hunter went down, and then he was able to see him. And it was Hunter Lawrence having to get back up, made his way back up from way down, able to get around Hayden Deegan with a little bit of bump. Go back to last weekend, Hayden returned that favor with a bump. Hunter returns the favor this weekend, but again, in that same corner, Hunter Lawrence goes down with 2 laps left, and Hayden Deegan, they would get around him. Tough day for 96 with the penalties, but number one, he's slapping. He's letting you know, foot, no foot, it doesn't matter. 1-1, Jet Lawrence wins again.
Coming back from a broken talus in his ankle, which is a very difficult injury to heal. Some people say it takes a year. He's about 7 months in. And welcome to the podium, Lucas Kunin.
Well, Lucas Kunin, your debut weekend in pro motocross, I think that has to be considered successful. Tell me what it was like compared to what you expected coming in.
I mean, it was amazing. Start weren't that good, but I managed to go quick in the first corner and then just enjoy out there. Can't thank the team enough to make it happen, and with the Roger DeCosta kid, it's amazing. So I loved every lap out there. Second moto was hectic with the lappers, but you know, I'm racing the best ride in the world. So no, it's fun, and now we go back racing our series, and yeah, let's see when we come back.
So one more question for you, Lucas. You rode so well here. We're going to see you again in a few weeks' time in Southwick. Is there anything that you could maybe go back, change, or adjust, maybe to go chase down Jet Lawrence in Southwick?
I don't know, let's see, but you know, it's the best rider in the world, so to be honest. So we'll see on that race, but yeah, now let's go to our series and try to win, and yeah, let's see.
Great job.
And he's a beast at sand. This guy is literally probably one of the best sand riders in the world.
Yeah, very, very impressive. I can name you 10 reasons why his results shouldn't have happened today. That just shows you how good this kid is. All the challenges, phenomenal, phenomenal. Congratulations, Lucas.
Yeah, was racing in Latvia last Sunday and ends up finishing second here in Colorado today. Hunter Lawrence able to salvage a podium 4-4, but it was quite a bit of action to even produce that. Let's go back to the podium.
Congratulations on this overall podium, but the day has been full of challenges for you. There's been ups and downs. Piece it all together for us, and finishing up here, obviously a solid result, but the pieces themselves perhaps not what you wanted.
Yeah, man, it's a tough one. I feel like my riding was really good. I just struggled with the connectivity of the bike and the ground with traction and stuff. I felt like I was making a lot more front end washes and losing the rear, more mistakes than I normally really do. So yeah, it was tough, just kind of battling it and eating roost all day, but yeah, bad day, we'll take it, on to the next one. It was cool that the Conan brothers come over from Europe, see a lot of myself and Jet in them when, you know, we first come over, so it's cool to see, and I guess we'll see him here full-time next year.
Congratulations, thanks so much, Hunter.
Well, Hunter's still smiling, but unfortunately he's going to have to give the red plate of the points leader to his brother. Now an 8-point deficit. Hunter was the point leader through the first 2 rounds of the season. Deegan losing some ground with that big penalty in the first moto, 32 points back, third in the series. Hampshire and Ferrandis ran out the top 5. Just like with Hunter, he had a lot of stories to tell. Same thing with Hayden. It was an up and down day today. So let's check in on his progress and go talk to the 450 rookie.
Well, Hayden Deegan, I know it wasn't necessarily the day you wanted, but it felt like there was a lot of progress kind of in the margins there. What are your takeaways from today? What are you going to be looking forward to towards High Point?
Yeah, stoked on the crowd, little Deegan chant going, but man, I got to take the positives. There was a little bit of negatives, but the positives outdid the negatives today. First moto, I was in the fight. Within 1 week, I was able to close that gap. So it's progressing uphill, and really you just keep working. That's all I can do. Be there each weekend, keep working, and keep progressing. It's going well.
All right, we'll see you in Pennsylvania next weekend.
That's a wrap on 450 Pro Motocross racing today. If you're streaming on Peacock or the SMX video pass outside the United States, stay with us live for the second 250 moto and the final women's motocross moto powered by Synchrony. If you're watching at NBC, signing off for James Stewart, Will Christian, and Jason Thomas, I'm Jason Wygant. Congratulations out to Jet Lawrence taking the win today, Colorado.
The Trump administration and its backers in Congress are messing around with your health. They already passed a law that blocks patients from getting care at Planned Parenthood health centers,
like cancer screenings,
STI testing,
and birth control.
And now these lawmakers want to shut down health centers
by defunding Planned Parenthood permanently. Because of them, patients just like you are struggling to get the care they need.
We deserve better.
This summer, 2 fan favorites are back.
Honey, pepper, pimento, pineapple, dragon fruit. They're back, they're so back, yeah, they're bringing peppermento. Yeah, that pimento. Pineapple dragon fruit. Bringing that pineapple back. They're packed, they're so packed. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. They're so packed. Bringing that peppermento. Pineapple dragon fruit.
Which favorite will you fan over?
Fuck, dude. I forgot to mute that shit again. All right, so watch Davies have a better moto on this one. I don't know if we're gonna do the full moto. I'm just gonna give it a warning. At any moment, I'm gonna have to end stream. Possibly we can get through it, even through WMX, but we will see. Depends when this phone message comes through. Here we go.
Monster Energy SMX and the Toyota Thunder Valley National, the third Pro Motocross race of 2026. Some racing left to come here on Peacock and the SMX Video Pass, and that is the final 250 race of the day and the final WMX Moto powered by Synchrony to round out the afternoon here in Colorado. So Jason Wygant and James Stewart here, 250 Moto 1. We're going to show this to you because it's been a story about the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki boys so far this year. And honestly, this first moto didn't change it much. In fact, at one point they were running 1, 2, 3. We'll show you some of the highlights of this from just over an hour ago. And it's Seth Hamaker who's been getting it magic off the start this year. 3 hole shots in 5 races. No different this time.
Yeah, great start by Seth. And with this class, it starts the key. And Seth so far has been the most consistent. But it's his teammate comes up. Nick Romano makes his pass, makes his way around Julian Bomir for second place. And then you see the number 47, Levi Kitchen, on the same lap, able to make his way around Juju. Now he goes after his teammate, Nick Romano. He's going to make the pass. Nick makes a small mistake, and here at elevation, easy to lose a lot of time. Levi was making his way up. Couple mistakes, but towards the end of the race with 2 laps left, he dives on the inside of his teammate, and Levi goes on for the second race win of the year here in this first moto. Great job by the 47, the whole PC Kawasaki team.
Unbelievable. Look at these results. 3 of the top 4 were on those bikes. Joe Shimoda splits them with third. And, of course, 2 motos every weekend in Pro Motocross. So these results will be combined with the upcoming race to determine the overall for the day. A couple other riders to mention here. Sasha Kunin, visiting over here from Europe, had a tough race, couple of crashes, ended up 14th. But he does have speed. See how he does in the second race. In the full field here, Lux Turner ended up 21st. Jeremy Papani. Saw John Tomac there, Eli's dad, working with Jeremy earlier today. Aiden Kiefer just outside some of the points-paying positions. So the story coming in was those Kawasaki riders, and honestly, they looked maybe even stronger in that one than they did in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, they've looked great all season, and Seth has been really consistent off the start. And what you saw that first moto, Levi got a better start, so he was a lot closer to the lead, and he's had the speed all year. He was able to execute and win that first moto, but it's going to come down to the start again this next moto. Looking forward to number 37, Star Racing Yamaha coming back.
Yeah, Cole Davies, bad start, still able to salvage points, but he could run for the win in this moto if he can gate with those Kawasaki's.
6 minutes till gate drop. James Harden just got arrested. Strip club for carrying a gun.
Final 250 race of the day in the Pro Motocross Championship, but it's not the final race of the day because the WMX Women's Championship powered by Synchrony will race after this. Riders have been on hand all weekend signing autographs. These riders raced their first moto yesterday. Track is going to be so much different today, but love seeing the fans be able to meet those superstars as well. Now back to the 250 class. Give it the Rocky Mountain ATV MC team update on the Honda riders. Here is Jason Thomas.
Thank you, Jason. And when you see Joe Shimoda there, listen, he wanted to come into this season to be a championship contender. Gets up to third in that first moto, but I'm still waiting for that breakthrough ride. I want to see the Joe Shimoda that was your Super Motocross World Champion in 2025. And to do it, I think he has to be his best self. Now it's a tale of two cities. Let's talk about the other Honda HRC rider of Chance Hymas. This is a race he was perfect at a year ago. He was the fastest qualifier, he got both hole shots, and he won both motos. We have seen nothing like that yet today, or for that matter, nothing like that yet this season. So for Chance Hymas, he needs to turn the ship around here in this second moto. Let's throw it over to Will Christian.
You definitely do.
Thank you, JT. And another rider who's going to feel like they need to put in a solid performance here in the second moto because it's been a long time getting to this point. And that is Sasha Coonan. I just spoke to his big brother, bigger brother, I should say, in stature, Lucas Coonan, because he came in second there overall in the 450s. I said, look, what did you sort out today that you can say to Sasha, this is what you need to do to get a good Moto2 result? And he said, I'm just going to tell him to calm down and enjoy it. Remember why we're here. We've been wanting to be here for a really long time. Go and enjoy it. He said this track is going to bite you. And in those moments, don't make it worse. Go out there, just ride, give it what it's got. Just essentially calm down a little bit. So that's what he said to his brother. Let's see what Sasha's got. Let's remember, he was second in the qualifying here this morning. We know that he has a measure of this track. We know he has the pace, but mistake stopped him. So he's just got to piece that together, guys.
Well, thanks, Will, and most importantly, he has a point lead to protect back at MXGP, so doesn't want to get injured today. See if he can calm down. What else do they need to do? KTM key to the moto.
Well, kind of that calm down is managed altitude, and I'm not talking about conditioning. I'm talking about just with these bikes, these 250F, they're lower on power, so any mistake that you make in a corner, it's really exacerbated here at this racetrack, and you can kind of see it. So a start's going to be important, but also, as Lucas was telling his brother, got to calm down. Make sure you keep that momentum up. Keys to the race.
Okay, so almost ready to go here. Let's send it back down to JT. This guy may be a little under the radar for how fast he's going. JT.
He is, and I have to be honest with you, Jason. I did not know if Cole Davies was going to be a championship contender in this series. There were a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of ups and downs in his very limited pro motocross history. But I think he is slowly starting to prove that he is worthy of being in that conversation. The one thing I think he still has to work on is his starting consistency. If he puts himself in good position, he can finish there. He can win motos like he proved last weekend. But if he starts 15th, it's going to be a much tougher battle to chase down those Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki's.
Yeah, thanks, JT. That's it. Hammaker has been lightning off of every start this year in the 10. Kitchen, not quite as good off the gate, but has delivered multiple moto wins. And that might have been his best start of the year in that first moto. So he's moving further forward.
Yeah, he's moving forward. And I also think, even just shout out to Joe Shimoda, I think Joe rode great that first moto. He obviously went down, but you heard him on the podium, made quite a bit of passes, more aggressive. If he gets a start, I think he'll be here to compete. Same thing with Old Davey.
Don't start that.
And Lucas. I mean, Sasha Kunin.
Yeah, Sasha, but the early crash really wasn't in it in the first moto. Could be different this time, although he won't have a very good gate pick, but he is a great starter. Might be able to overcome that. This is at 30 minutes and 2 laps, 40 riders on the gate. First moto winner is Kitchen over Hammaker and Shimoda. Will they be the ones battling for the overall, or can someone else like Davies get in the mix? Here it is. Revs are up.
Ooh, he got the
Gates
holy.
down. And it is Sasha Kunin. Oh, and Hammaker's down in a first turn crash again.
Oh, wow.
His teammate, I believe Levi Kitchen was down with him as well.
It was. So first and second in the first moto are nearly last and next to last here in the second moto.
That Lux.
Guess who's in second
Oh,
place?
shorts.
Nick Romano.
Are you kidding me? Nick Romano.
Fucking
was
Romano,
fourth in
dude.
Moto 1. Could he win today's overall? He's running second, but Sasha Kunin showing his start prowess in the lead.
Yeah, this track's going to be a lot different than what it was earlier. They put some water down, so
Ryder D third, Joe fourth. Where's Hymus? 18. God damn.
Lap, but great to see him up
Carson
here.
Way to
He
8th.
makes a mistake and gets passed by Nick on the inside.
Unbelievable! Romano to the lead.
Oh, Romano with the
Goes
mistake.
away. Sasha gets it back. All right, JT, what do you got?
I was just going to say buckle up, because this is what Sasha does. He is one of the best starters I've seen, and let's just give him a mulligan on that first moto start. But this is what he does well. But no
Olin
one
right there,
likes
16.
to push the envelope like Sasha Kunin. So let's see what he's got, because you know after watching his brother get second
Kitchen
overall right there,
27th, Hammaker 28th.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing I was thinking about before the gate drop, you know, how many times has Sasha probably started in first gear over in Europe? So maybe that first start was just him really getting used to that. Second one was definitely better. Now he's out front.
You see in that box there, you got the two Kawasaki's in green. That's Hammaker and Kitchen trying to make their way forward. Trying to figure out where they are, looking at timing and scoring. It is 27th and 28th, at least for the moment.
Yeah, they're way.
Kitchen's jumped to 22nd, Hammaker's 26.
Yeah, I mean, you can see all the chaos in the small box. Not only they got to deal with the ruts, they got the riders getting cross-rutted, so got to be careful to make your way up. And if you're Levi, just stick with that number 10 in front of him as he's making a bunch of passes.
So Sasha Kunin, 14th in Moto 1 and quickly getting away in Moto 2. What an impression, a first impression that the Kunin twins are leaving on Pro Motocross today. Romano, DiFrancesco, Gordon, Shimoda is 5th. This could be an opportunity for Shimoda to get that much needed first overall win of the season, because he's going to have to deal with Romano, who's the overall leader right now, and Kitchen and Hammaker are way back.
Yeah, I needed to make a mistake. So Levi's actually ahead of Seth. So he's made the pass on him in a few other positions. But, I mean, you got to think Sasha's out front just smiling. His brother's smiling out here. Long ways to go. But I would say so far, the visitation to America has been successful. Really.
Oh, no doubt about it. Even if he doesn't finish off for the Moto win, they have shown how well they can ride and what talents that they are. Will.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, I'm actually with Sasha's brother, Lucas, right now. He's just watching the monitor that we watch the racing on. He's like, I'm loving this. I'm loving the fact that I can watch him out there. I don't think any surprise right now seeing what his brother is doing, but he's watching very closely. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's moved about 10 feet from the podium.
Yes, very interesting.
Hymus just got up to 14.
Expect to see them back at Southwick and Ironman. You get to a sand track. Southwick, they could do some serious damage there.
You know, but at the same time, I know this is hard packed, but this track kind of reminds me of a sand track, meaning you got to carry your momentum up. And with the bike being down on power, probably allowing Lucas, being on this hard pack, to kind of ride it, I mean, Sasha that is, to ride it like he would sand, keeping that momentum up. I mean, look at this gap. He almost got 5 seconds within a lap and a half, and he's got his head down, just moving forward. And at one point, he'll realize, man, I got these guys pretty far out front.
You see Romano in the distance back there. Going to go back to the start. Got to show you what happened to Hammaker, who I thought might have the whole shot. And it, just like last week, ends up tangled in turn 1. And Kitchen was down with him. There's Romano in second. And already the gap, like you said, nearly 5 seconds. Good start for Ryder DiFrancesco on the Rockstar Husqvarna. There's Kitchen.
Tripping.
He is into the top 20 now, 18th. And now we'll show you the replay of the start as he tries to get around his teammate, Drew Adams, back here.
Yeah, Drew probably didn't recognize that it was Levi behind him, but here we go. We got it. Levi highlighted. Now it looked like kind of got clipped. Somebody gets clipped. They start leaning towards the other way, so I believe the
Hammaker hit Sasha's back tire.
Seth, I don't know, was that Levi and pulled Seth down?
I think it was Levi that pulled him down, but the question is, what happened to Levi? Something must have hit him.
Yeah, when the corner is going right, these guys start going left. It never ends well.
Man, Kitchen is making mincemeat of this field. He's already passed about half of the riders. 17th now for Kitchen in 6 minutes.
Hammaker's still 23rd, or he's 23rd.
Yeah, that's good. Seems like with the track, it's gotten to a point to where the ruts are going to be the ruts. So wherever it's flat, it's pretty much going to stay that way. So I think it's opened up the passing opportunities for these guys. They look like they made some movements on the racetrack, so they were able to hit some of the outsides. But nonetheless, Levi's doing good, JT.
Yeah, it is, and Weege, I love what you did there with the Kitchen mincemeat thing. But it is a little, I think, reassuring for Kitchen when he sees Hammaker down with him in the first corner. Now, that doesn't help his points or his scoring position in this moto, but at least he knows that his championship rival up until this point is in the same dire situation that he is. So it's not going to be as much panic. He's going to work forward, get every single point he can, but there's just that tinge of like, oh, okay, well, it's not as bad as it could be.
Making moves in a hurry. Gage Linville here on the 511 Triumph, the 74. Catch back up to the lead group. You got Davies, who has now moved from 6th to 4th. Shimoda has the overall win right in front of him, but he's actually drifted back a bit, and it's going to help Romano's cause. This would be an unbelievable story if Nick Romano, the fill-in rider for Pro Circuit, could get the win. There he is on the 141, but he's under fire from DiFrancesco.
Yeah, I'm assuming Joe must have went down because he was up there, or maybe my mistake. But yeah, the one you got to watch for is the guy in 4th right now, Cole Davies. I do believe like he showed a lot of pace. He was second fastest. Actually, was your fastest on the racetrack, by almost a second over Ryder D in front of him. So he has the pace, and he just came through the pack. So Joe better catch a toe.
Okay, Joe is back going behind Davies.
Davies is going fast as fuck. He's 2 seconds faster than anybody. Go 7.
And beat him in this moto because he only beat Romano by 1 spot in the first moto. So Romano would have tiebreaker and position if he finishes ahead of Shimoda. So at least right now, the overall win today is a battle between the green 141 of Romano and the red 30 of Shimoda. And there's a pass by DiFrancesco.
Yeah, Nick got caught on that outside, and can't go the long ways around and make that mistake. Ryder D was able to slide up the inside. Great pass, and good to see him up here. Promising Supercross season, a couple crashes this outdoor season, but make no mistake, this kid has a lot of speed. He just needs to be up front, and he can show it.
You think Romano has any idea he's leading this thing overall?
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
Yeah,
knows
probably.
His teammates down. Oh, there goes easy pass. Easy work there for the 37, Davies.
Yeah, I don't know if he's pumped up.
Oh!
Davies goes down.
I know that's going to be tough in the shower later on. Arm, you can see a little road rash up there, but that just shows you the traction.
Davies down.
They're up on this racetrack. He was pushing it. Both tires starts pushing, and he goes down. Oh, bummer for Cole.
So we think Shimoda might have gone down at one point. Now same thing for Davies. It is all sorts of mixed up. And Davies now back to 7th of the young Australian Caden Minear, who got in front of him. Then there's Minear in the 99. Deacon Deno, another rookie, had a good start last week on the 511 Triumph, looking good on the 199. Then it's Davies. Carson Mumford, who was quick last week.
Yeah, looking at the points, Nick and Joe tied on points. Ryder D's in 3rd. This 250F class is making it difficult on my math problems right now. I can't deal with it. It's like the single digits. Levi Kitchen's going to be in a position here in a little bit for an overall victory still.
How many people struggle with that?
5 out of 4, baby.
We're going to give you the update here on the Fly Racing riders in this field as Davies goes to work on Deno. Just a moment, we'll give you that update. Bit of a struggle today for Hymas, again, who was the race winner here last year. He's in 13th. There's the pass.
Yeah, good recovery by Cole. Probably takes him a few corners to settle back up. Hopefully he got his mechanic probably told him, hey, we're still in this thing. We need to fight. Levi's in the back. He understands that. Still got 20 minutes left, plus 2 laps in this race.
Kitchen's to 14th. Let's hear about that rookie, Deacon Deno, JT.
Yeah, and Jason, it's not so much just about Deno. It's really about the youth in this top 10. Look, you got Sasha Kunin making his first ever Pro Motocross race, winning here. You've got Landon Gordon in, his maybe 4th or 5th ever Pro Motocross race. Caden Manier with a similar number in 6th. Deacon Deno, his 3rd ever Pro Motocross race. So the youth is really showing up. And Carson Wood was 10th, now 11th in his first ever Pro Motocross race. So the youngsters really showing up in Moto 2.
Yeah, Wood is just 16 years old. The plan for now is for Wood to race a couple of these, but not so many that he loses his amateur eligibility and then go to the Monster Energy Championship at Loretta Lynn's for amateurs. But if he does really well, the team might just keep Wood on full time, running 11 right now.
Yeah, how good these amateurs are these days. It's probably not much easier racing amateur. We've seen these kids come out, and especially the next program, and compete next weekend.
How about this? Sasha Kunin wheeling away and looking for the moto win. Now, not his first race in America, because he was part of the Belgium team for the Motocross of Nations. Was fast that day, made some mistakes. Was fast in the first moto, made some mistakes, but so far he's got it right now.
Yeah, but I would say this is his first race, only because the designations, you end up racing against 450s and stuff, so like I said, with his brother, there's 10 reasons why this shouldn't be possible, but these kids got a lot of heart, a lot of determination.
Kitchen's right there on Hymas's back tire.
Wow. Making that Roger DeCoster Fly Racing gear look good. Kunin's first. You look at the Fly Racing riders. Hymas, we mentioned before, 13th. Boland, 17th. Turner, Ross, Timbo, and Schwartz on the Varax, Toyota, Redlands. Yamaha's out there as well. So, yeah, the gear here that Fly Racing came up with is designed to look like the man, Roger DeCoster, the superstar of the sport in the 1970s, a Belgium native as well. And he manages KTM's racing operation, so it's great to be able to work with these riders. Roger is 82 years old. They are 19. So I cannot say they grew up as Roger fans necessarily. I mean, luckily you're still in it. Luckily they still watched you growing up, so you're 19.
Yeah, no,
still respect it.
I'm glad you threw out Roger's age, because that saves me. I feel way young, but I mean, you're watching a little grown man out here and whatnot, so when he's putting it down, these kids are teens coming over here doing work.
It looks like Shimoda has the gap to Romano down to 1 second. That would be the battle for the overall win today. You see the event points on the left side, and here is that battle. They're currently tied. Romano would have it. Second moto is the tiebreaker, but for how long?
Yeah, when you ask me that question, does Nick know? You're about to find out. Yeah, depends on how he fights Joe. If Joe gets around, and does he run a wheel back in on him for an overall? I would do a lot of things, and I'm sure Nick will be able to get his first one. Joe's had one before. An opportunity for him.
Unbelievable for Pro Circuit. If Romano holds on, they'd have the first 3 wins of the year with 3 different riders, really showing how strong these motorcycles are this year. Here's Kitchen, more work. He has caught Hymas.
Yeah, I was looking at it. He's been stuck in 14 for a little bit now, but he had to make up a little bit of time on chance, and he's got to keep pushing forward.
And with the work Kitchen has done, he would actually take over the championship lead by 1 point at the moment. He throws the field over Hamaker, set a little further back. He is in 19th. Got Derek Kelly here, 77 on the MX-6. Sons of our fathers, Kawasaki. Here's Kitchen.
Yeah, Levi's doing really good. And it just shows you how impressive this ride is if he can continue, because it's really hard for anyone to come up through this field. Look at Seth. I mean, he's kind of been stuck in that same position, how difficult this racetrack is. So Cole Davies, the same thing. Really impressed that first moto with the passes. Uh-oh, it's Joe time.
Right there, James, looking for the move on Romano. This is for the overall, the bottom box.
Yeah, now if I'm Joe, I want HRC to let me know that this is for an overall with Nick. So, you know, hey, don't leave that corner open. Maybe some races Nick wouldn't come back in, but like I said, you do a lot of things for an overall victory in this class.
Oh, yeah. Kitchen, meanwhile, in that battle with
Come on,
Hymas,
Romano.
had feet off the pegs in the ruts, lost a ton of ground to Hymas, so still stuck in 14th. Coonan leads the moto. DeFrancesco second, but this battle, Romano and Shimoda, that all comes down to this, JT.
It does, and for Shimoda, you know, I was thinking it's been a long time since we've seen Wasabi Joe show up. You know, it's a nickname that the Honda HRC guys use for Joe when he's in the zone, when he's feeling it, and he goes to that other place.
What?
That's Wasabi Joe. We have not seen that. I don't know, maybe all of 2026. So if there was ever a time to break it back out, it would be right here, right now to grab that overall win.
Get some water. It's wasabi time. I feel like Joe's here.
Not yet.
And like
15 minutes.
Earlier, the first moto he rode good, but looking at Levi Kitchen, our points leader Seth, it is just very, very hard to make passes in this field. And as you get up, the passes get even more difficult. So Joe's riding really good. Ducking his head from the roost.
They battled last weekend too. Wasn't Joe like pissed with Romano because it was kind of hard for him to pass? Stop.
This is the battle for the win. Halfway
Stop.
mark of the moto. Reminder to stock up on Monster Energy. Shimoda versus Romano. Will.
As I've been talking to Ben Griffiths, Joe Shimoda's mechanic, Shane Drew, the crew chief over there for the 250s, just asking kind of where Joe's at, you know, because the results have been relatively consistent, but not consistently on the podium up front. And they both said this is about the starts. There's been a big focus this week on those starts. It was a bit so-so once again there in Moto2. Imagine the world where Joe has got these starts, because he has been the most consistent rider, really. And they said also we have to remember back-to-back injuries for Joe. He had that very serious upper back there neck injury, and then of course, you know, he had the leg, his broken leg there. So they said that's a lot of time away from the bike. That's a lot of no gate drops, a lot of confidence knocking. So the message really coming from them was once we get a start, just watch this space, because they're very happy with the way Joe's been moving through the pack. As you've noted, James, and we're seeing it happen again here. It might result in an oval, but we still haven't seen him go out in front and get that win on the moto. But it just kind of helps thinking that it's coming.
Yeah, and just going, expanding on that a little bit more, when you talk about the injuries, I felt like with Joe coming back, because he has
Wait, 15 minutes.
You know, just having that confidence in yourself, I actually believe because he hasn't been getting bad starts, it's probably why once he does get it, he's able to ride. Because to me, the way he's looked at first race, if you would have put him out front, he might have not have rode like this, but because he had bad starts and he had to just let loose and race and pass these guys, probably let his instincts come back, found his racing form to where now he's back, but he's got a bigger problem. His motorcycle's smoking now.
Smoking Joe.
He's smoking Joe right now. He's on the right side of that bike on the bottom part.
He is looking down a few times.
This is it. If the bike holds on, it's the battle for the overall. Romano hanging tough. He has improved so much on the late race endurance compared to the first weekend of the year at Fox Raceway. But has he improved enough to hold off Joe, who is maybe the toughest rider in this field late in the race? But oh, that bike's smoking a lot more now.
Yeah, it's smoking, and hopefully maybe it's just because it's overheating. I can hear Joe revving that motorcycle up, but we're at altitude as Joe tries to go around the outside. Bike's running hotter up here because they're starting.
Sasha could have got it. I mean, yeah, easily.
Saw it happen yesterday and even earlier.
I agree with you. He could have easily got it.
Joe's gonna have to keep this thing and try to manage it, but I doubt he knows at this moment.
JT.
Oh, just remember, guys. Remember Hayden Deegan last year.
Oh, there's the pass, JT.
Makes the move there, but Hayden Deegan basically had to milk his bike all the way to the finish line with a similar issue, over revving the motorcycle, using the clutch too much. So nothing that dramatic yet for Joe, but he could be there if he doesn't take it easy.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. It's coming out the drain plug down there, so that's actually a good thing.
Oh.
Because that is overheating. It looks like
overflow.
Yeah, the overflow, which saying that bike is hot, so he might have an opportunity. It's gonna be hard because he's battling, but maybe try to cool that thing down.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they put on the pit board to stay off the clutch, because when the smoke's coming out there, as a rider? Do you even know it? Do you even see it?
Nah, the only time you know it is like if there's a big puff or you start feeling like the antifreeze or water getting on you, you start sliding around and not gripping it. That's when you'll look down. But Smoking Joe don't know he's smoking right now.
Back with Kitchen. So Shimoda, at the moment with that pass on Romano, has taken the overall lead. Kitchen is digging for a podium today.
Yeah, hopefully
That's Wood. Yep.
Yeah, these guys in front of him get Levi back in here because I believe if he's got an opportunity to make a few passes. He's only about, 6 seconds behind Cole Davies, running in ninth place. Cole must have went down again.
Well, what's wild is, first, if Kitchen can make this pass on Wood and put him on the overall podium, not bad from the first turn crash. But the series points right now, Kitchen would have a 2-point lead on Hamaker and a 4-point lead on Shimoda. And Beaumer, who's been solid all year, would be down only 12. So every point is big for any one of these riders. And if Shimoda's bike can't hold on, that would be an absolute disaster. Will.
I just spoke to crew chief and mechanic for Joe Shimoda, and neither of them have heard over their radios that Joe's bike is smoking, so they have not made him aware, because essentially right now the team is unaware that there's potentially any bike problems.
That could be good, that could be bad.
Yeah, and the reason that is because some places it's not smoking, which goes to me, it's more about it overheating. It seems like when the slower parts, it starts smoking.
Oh, look at that.
Here you can see it. But when he gets going, it opens up and they cannot see that. So as long as Joe's smoking, he's all right. That bike can continue to run.
What's up? What's up, Ding Ding?
That might be the issue, and hopefully it cools down.
So Shimoda in control of the overall, but here's the podium attempt for Kitchen in the bottom box. If he can make the move on young Carson Wood. Carson, both of his grandparents are here this weekend to watch his pro debut. They're very happy. He has been flying at the test track, so that's why they're giving him a shot as a pro. He is right behind Mumford, who's been riding very well as of late on the AEO KTM. That's the three-rider battle in the bottom.
Ooh, what a line by Levi. The same line he was using that first moto. That was even more impressive how rough it is. And now you can start to see the aggressiveness coming from Levi. He sees these guys in front of him. So if you can get these two, that's going to change things. And who knows how far you can go up.
Wood really applying the pressure to Mumford.
Yeah, this is going to help Levi out. These two battling. Try to catch them while they're battling each other. A little sneak attack as Carson looks like he makes the pass.
So the 16-year-old Wood showing some toughness. Oh, but he had a rough ride through that corner. Mumphy trying to get him back.
Good pass by Wood.
I love this 250 class because there's battles all the way down. I mean, we're down, what, 11, 12?
Oh, Kitchen with the pass on Monkey.
Yeah, 10th, 11th, 12th. These dudes are battling as Levi makes that pass.
And is that enough for the overall podium for Kitchen? Well, this is going to help. He just made it 2 for 1.
BOGO time, Levi.
So he's around Wood. Where is Hamaker? 16th, and it is enough.
Yep.
Kitchen will go to 2nd overall now.
Yeah, you got Cole Davies in front of him, and it's kind of strange.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, the way he's riding, you're starting to wonder, does he have bike issues as well? We heard him that first moto last weekend.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the issue was last week when I talked to Davies yesterday. He just said, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. But we had a problem. He got 11th in that moto.
Yeah, let's not.
And there he is.
Let's not let the truth get into a good story.
But Kitchen has definitely reeling him in now, James. You can see Davies right there.
Yeah, and if I'm Levi, I know this is going to be one of the guys that I'm about to fight for this championship, so that's even more motivation to try to get him. And yeah, if he can get this pass, he's already in 2nd overall at this moment.
Is it conceivable that he could make up 4 more points, 4 more passes, and actually somehow get the overall win despite the crash?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He's got about 10 seconds to gain, but I did say he was going to be at the end of this moto, possibly fight for his overall victory.
Now, as for Hamaker, here he is. If it ends like this, he'll lose the red plate to Kitchen, but he is digging as well.
Where's he at? 15th?
For 15th. Kitchen in hot pursuit of Davies.
Yeah, really, I mean, those two were down together in that first corner, so I'm sure Seth, you know, he did a good job at fighting back. He's probably going to be a little bummed once he looks up and see how far Levi was able to climb up, because he just did it last weekend, so, and lose that points lead. But the number 47 has been riding great all day long. Very impressive. He continue marching his way up.
Kitchen is 10th. If you got Davies, that'd be 1 point. Deno, Manir, Beaumer, he would need to get there, I believe, and I'm literally counting on my fingers. You can verify, I'm doing it right in front of you, to get to the overall win. That would be unbelievable. One pass at a time, and he's going for it around the outside. Got it.
Yeah, no, he looked like he had him. Almost looked like he hit like a
honestly, Kitchen's second right now with the first and a ninth.
but nonetheless,
So he would have just been need to be in the top 10, and he probably.
no matter how he finished, I think this is a win today. The way he rode that first moto, to be able to come up.
Well, Shimoda
and
third.
ultimately, like, take over the points lead if he's able to finish this thing out with a second place.
He could have did it with a eighth or seventh place in Moto 1, and then with this win.
Taken the measure of Davies. Again, second overall. He needs 3 more positions to be able to knock Shimoda off of the top overall spot. And what can you say about the moto? Oh, was that a mistake there for the 47?
Yeah, he probably wanted to get to that inside, so it looked like he stalled it out. Yeah, small mistake, but no harm, no foul. He's got to get a little distance. Oh, but by the way, didn't he just fly over for somewhere? And he just showed up.
Would look it.
Yeah, he was just like riding in California a couple days ago.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, maybe first time at altitude, riding a bike on a team that he's not familiar. It's different than what he's racing, and I feel like I just saw him win last weekend somewhere else in a whole different country, and he comes over here and does it here. So far, looking good.
Yes, sweeping the motos last weekend in Latvia. And now looking for a moto win here. Now, this is Sasha Kunin. He's not going to make the overall podium because of the bad first moto, but what a performance here, JT.
It sure is, and just thinking about their future plans, they're going to go back and they're going to go to Italy to race next weekend. The following weekend, they go all the way down to South Africa for a Grand Prix down there, and then they'll be back for Southwick. So what a travel
Dude, they're all over the world the next month. Holy fuck.
Africa to Southwick alone, that is enough to ask in and of itself, but I think there's a bright future ahead. Pretty obvious.
His overall right now, what was it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with that.
5th?
These kids can ride, no doubt about it. The 19-year-old twins from Belgium. And the other
Beaumer just got around Romano. Romano is going to be off the podium.
That'll obviously serve him
Damn,
well.
bummer for him, dude.
Now, a lot of the Belgian riders and the Dutch, the neighboring country, are known for the sand riding, but the Kunins a couple of years ago moved to France because they wanted to get more riding in on hardpack because they know they need to be more versatile than just being sand masters. So they're good on sand, but they do a lot of work on this type of terrain, and you can see it pay off today.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, if you can ride sand, you can ride anything, to be honest, because they all kind of similar. Whether it's hardpack, you got to keep the momentum up. Whether it's mud, same thing. And so I think sand is a challenge, not only to learn how to shift the motorcycle, keep momentum, but also physically, it's really hard too. So very impressed. But
Carson Wood's still like 2.3 from Kitchen. It's actually a second faster than him.
It's not surprising. He did say it wouldn't be surprised if he came out one in moto and had some troubles in the other one. But to me, listen to Jet Lawrence talk about how difficult this racetrack is, knowing how difficult after racing on it. I'm impressed for them to adapt because I know this track has not been the same each time they've been on the racetrack. Come to altitude, there's a lot of pressure on him, but talking to them yesterday, knowing everything that's going on, I'm more impressed about them being able to handle all the adversity and then come out and look like he did a week ago out front in his own series. That's what makes this kid special, not what he's doing right now. We know he's fast, but it's doing all that, the way he's doing it, very impressive.
Kitchen still trying to dig back there in 9th. Oh, wait a minute. This is going to help Shimoda. He is starting to close on.
He's right there.
Could get a little insurance because right now he's only 2 points ahead of Kitchen overall.
Damn, Kitchen 6.9 from Deno.
DeFrancisco, by the way, would be looking.
But they're running the same lap times, 2:12s.
Podium overall in Pro Motocross. At least at the moment. But if he gets passed by Shimoda, he'll be bumped back.
JT asked for a wasabi time. I believe it's here.
Joe's heating up.
Joe's been heating up by his bike. He's been heating up for a few laps.
We haven't seen it in a bit, so maybe
like
no more worries.
Cooling down a little bit.
All right. He's heating up, Mike's cooling down. He has caught Ryder D. He's been very good so far this year. Making steps on the Rockstar Husky.
Where's Hymus at?
Wow,
11th?
Track brutal at this point. You saw it in those holes down there.
Yeah, and this kind of goes back to my point what I was saying with Joe earlier. Because he's had bad starts, he's learned how to race again, you know, and all that fear kind of goes away because there's so much chaos around you. I think that helps Joe in this situation because now he's following Ryder D, and he's like, man, I've been getting bad starts. I'm used to pushing all the way to the end, and we know how fast he is. So if he gets that start, now I believe that riding matches, and Joe's been riding great all day long, and he holds on another 2.5 laps. Be what, third race coming into season. You wouldn't chalk that up on a good season. Only 4 points down, 4 or 5 points down.
Yeah,
7 now.
7 points down. Yeah, because Kitchen's made a few spots up, but yeah, for what seems to be a slow start to the year, 7 points down after 6 motos.
Yep.
And Shimoda's absolutely in it.
And I would say probably all his championships, this is probably the closest he's been after 3 races to the lead. So, in all, you know, hindsight.
And Ryder hold off Joe.
For Joe and HRC, if they can hold this thing off, a couple more laps.
That's right. Joe, normally known as a closer.
0.9.
Work late in the championships. All over DeFrancisco with 2 to go. So the overall today, at least as of now, will be
honestly, just because of the dumb shit Ryder D has said, I kind of want him to get past.
Ride for Romano. He's still riding very well. But
2 laps to go, Moto 2 or 250.
And then Sasha Kunin with the Moto win, but the tough.
Kunin, Ryder D, and then Shimoda in this moto.
Ryder D, see what he's made of here down the stretch. Got to dig deep.
Yeah, he is. Joe's got some good lines. You can see Joe's starting to work some of those outside, keeping that momentum up. Start making Ryder D guess and see if he can make that pass. All that's going to help is just the points and close that gap to the championship, because right now he has overall, so for him, but Joe doesn't know anything different. Ryder in front of him, it's time to pass him.
No, this guy is so strong late in the races, so this is not going to be easy for DeFrancisco.
Saw Joe wanted to get to that inside there, he just missed it, bike wouldn't hook up.
Going to be white flag next time around.
You saw Joe struggle to get over that tabletop. Just shows the lack of power on these motorcycles.
Kitchen still going.
Damn, he's 1.4 from Deno.
Solid in this moto on the Triumph in 8th. Yeah, good ride. I mean, it comes down to a lot of these kids. We talked about it over the last couple of weeks. Sasha
Handmaker might pass Hymus too.
I think for him, he had a pretty big lead.
Yeah, he's all right here on the 109. About to see the white flag with a 7-second
Joe 0.5 from Ryder.
Yep, racing in Latvia last weekend. Couple of days out in California to get it used to the American bike. And so far, so good, except for this.
Yeah, that's a double. Ooh, that was close right there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, great riding by him. No harm, no foul. Gets back on the track, but that could have been really
That was
bad.
sketchy.
He looked like he bottomed out, cross-rutted, and
Joe just got by Ryder.
they go back on Levi
And Hymus
like
pulled off Handmaker.
I mean, it really just comes down to start.
Kitchen got Deno.
Levi makes his way
Handmaker
up.
got
Still a
Hymus.
Great ride by him, and look at these guys. Levi gets another point on Seb.
So now Kitchen is
3 passes on the last
2
lap.
more points on this last lap. If Shimoda cannot get DeFrancisco, it's not quite over. If I look back there, did I see Shimoda still battling? And yes, Shimoda just made the pass on DeFrancisco.
Romano back in at
So that's
the
going to
podium.
make the overall map a little easier for Joe. Well, when we met these two yesterday, Lucas and Sasha, they were so happy, so pumped, especially to meet you. They came over here to say, can we get a picture with James? Which is what the fans say. This guy's good enough to win motos. And I said to Lucas, I said, are you sure you're going to be able to lock in tomorrow? Like, at some point, it's got to get serious. And they were honestly a little concerned. But obviously, when the helmet went on, they knew what to do.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about if you come over, this has been a dream of theirs. Truthfully, both of them, I would have to say they probably lived up to the expectation. His dream come true because Lucas understands after riding here, I can come over here and compete immediately. So that's good. Same thing with Sasha, what he's doing in this moto. But man, I am really impressed. You guys hear me talk about these riders. I'm impressed with all of them, but I get more impressed about what they do inside their head, all those challenges, and you can face a lot of adversity in different ways, and can't say enough about what they're doing today.
Yep. Transatlantic travel, bunch of time zones, different bike, different series, tracks they don't know, formats they don't know. What worries? This one's just powered by the fact that it's the dream they want to come.
This was honestly spot on for Sasha.
And in the second moto,
crash out one moto, win the next one.
Moto win in Thunder Valley, and this should be enough for Joe Shimoda to take the win overall in Thunder Valley. Joe Shimoda's first win of the year.
Congrats, Joe, but look at the points. Seth has made some passes. They're tied.
Wow. Okay, so let's shake this all out. Shimoda made that pass on DeFrancisco for second. DeFrancisco third. Beaumaire got around Romano. But yes, Seth Hamaker never gave up, got the 12th. And it should be a co-share of the point lead for the Kawasaki riders. Joe congratulates Sasha.
I'm curious to see where the points are at.
Didn't win any motos today, doesn't matter. Joe Shimoda, the overall winner.
That swordfish won me the tournament.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Joe, Kitchen, and Romano.
If you will. It came down
Like the stream, subscribe, man. We're on the road to 1,000. We're almost there. We get 1,000 subs, doing 2-ticket giveaway with 2 pit passes, either to a motocross, supercross, or an SMX. So I gotta get going. We're gonna miss out on the WMX. I gotta leave the house and go do some shit. But appreciate y'all. We will be back next week. Yeah, no video tomorrow. I'm gonna take a break. But yeah, appreciate it. Love y'all.